Hey guys, what's going on? How is everybody? It's been a minute. I wanted to get this started early. I wanted to see if I can head up all the bugs, perhaps with the streaming issues that I had. I'm hoping that all that is going to be cleared up. It looks like we're running stable right now. This is pretty nice. Oh man, feels like I haven't done this in a while. I'm flying solo right now. Oh
No,
no,
you're
Rambo,
not.
Rambo
Fuck
just
you.
got here. Rambo just got here. What's up, Rambo? We are live, sir. How's it going?
It is going, man. I just was hanging out in T Reaper's thing until the cast started because it was so damn close to the cast starting. So
Yeah, I just wanted, like I was telling these guys, I just wanted to see how the stream is going to be. Looks like it's holding steady. We're in the green. We haven't been in the red this entire time. I just started like a minute ago. What's up, guys? Welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hyena Den, Me Jinx, Zen56, Wolfie BS, and Specs. Welcome, welcome.
where were you last Saturday or last Friday?
I was dealing with a flat tire at the Walmart parking lot, sir. Oh,
And you
definitely
couldn't let
potato.
you couldn't let a brother know.
No, actually, I couldn't. I didn't even
Oh, okay,
think.
so you
I
didn't.
didn't even. I didn't even think about it. To tell you the truth, I was so busy trying to wrap up that damn flat. I didn't even
Yeah,
think about the podcast. And then I came home and Gamer Dragon was like, "Hey, you know the podcast is tonight, right?" I'm like, "Oh fuck!" Like I completely spaced it because I was just too busy dealing with my own shit. So I was like,
yeah,
"Ah."
yeah. We were.
I,
I don't know.
I, I
Like,
felt bad. I felt bad. I was like, "Oh man, that's fucked up." I didn't
yeah,
even
me
really
and
think of.
Shayner were talking. Me and Shayner were talking, but we never like went into the admin channel because like we didn't know because we
What the
couldn't hear
fuck was
from
going
you
on?
or. Yeah, we could. Shane was like, I didn't hear from. He couldn't hear. He hadn't heard anything back from you, so he's like, he didn't know what was going on. So,
Right, right. So I saw that you were in a podcast today. How'd it go over at Reaper's channel? It was pretty good.
yeah, he's actually, a pretty normal guy. Like whenever you get him talking just gaming,
Oh yeah, if you pull Reaper away from like the stupid shit, he's a pretty cool dude to talk to. But
yeah,
when he gets involved with that stupid shit, it's like I can't do this.
yeah. That's the reason. That's the reason why I tweeted it out like for people on my followers to come because I know that the last time that they saw him was
He,
the peeing on the PS4,
yeah,
and I wanted to let them know that come if you came over here and checked it out, like you might actually see that he's not so much
much of
this crazy
a
fucking
yeah.
idiot.
Man, what is up? Like it feels like it's been a while since I've been here. So anything new? Like anything new with you, Rambo? It feels like I haven't talked to you in a while. Is everything going good?
Yeah, I mean everything's just going normal. Like I keep on buying games and
Yeah,
uh
I saw your
platinuming them.
I saw your Koi collection. You bought the Koi setup. I saw that.
Yeah, yeah. That and that's the thing is like the whole Scorpio thing tomorrow.
Oh God.
Like I don't understand like that. Like everybody's like talking about power is going to bring everybody back. The better place to play the multiplats, and I'm like, no, it's not really. It's really not. I mean, I get the multiplats are the largest sellers,
Hmm.
but again, I mean that's really not what defines a console. At least to me, it's not. Um, like I said, I had every multiplat playing at 4K, at least at 4K 30, with my 980 Ti,
Yeah.
but I walked away from that because of games that I couldn't get on my platform that are on the PC, and so I mean, what I don't understand like what makes people think that people are going to walk away from all these games that they can't get on Xbox just to go play Call of Duty at a little bit higher resolution. It doesn't. I mean, it doesn't make sense to me.
I,
I get. I mean, it's going to sell good. I think so. I think
it's
it'll
gonna
sell.
sell. It's gonna sell good. I think it will too. I don't think it's gonna do as well as they think it's gonna do.
No, it's not. It's definitely not going to like they're talking like it's going to rejuvenate Xbox to be like competitive like with Sony right, this generation. I was like, that's not happening. Like this generation's over as far as like who wins and who's going to lose the generation. It's up to Microsoft now to savor what they can moving into the next generation.
Yeah.
So I think that this is going to be like the defining moment for that. Um, the thing that questions me though is that what can they bring? I mean, like we just talked about it on this other cast over there,
Yeah.
and I looked at Microsoft Studios, their first-party studios.
Yeah.
Now, mind you, Sony has 17, and each one of those can make whatever game they want to, as long as the only thing Sony says, as long as it's successful, you can make it.
But how do they know if it's going to be successful? Unless
Well, no,
they
they mean that they basically mean that if it's you can make it, bring it out. If it's not successful, you're ditching it.
Oh, okay.
And so, if you look at it, they have pretty much their creative. They have their own creative freedom at Sony. So you have like Naughty Dog making Last of Us, making Uncharted. They're going to be going into a new IP with after the Uncharted series is gone. You have Guerrilla Games making Killzone, now Horizon Zero Dawn. There's just countless numbers of studios that make double games.
Yeah.
But then you go over to Microsoft side. You have 343. They make Halo, and the people there don't even. That's not even. It's not even
Halo
their
only.
Yeah, and that's not even their IP.
Right.
It's just Microsoft's IP, and they said here you're making this.
Which is
you have Coalition, same thing, not their IP, but they're making Gears only. You have Mojang. Mojang's Minecraft. I mean, that's just I don't really consider
and
that.
They don't even really have, and they don't really develop anything anymore. They just
no, they just
the
make
same game over and over. That's
yep, pretty much. And then you have Turn 10, but Forza only. Forza Motorsport, mind you, not Forza Horizon. I'll get something interesting about that too. Then you have ID at Xbox. This is all listed on the Microsoft Studios. Well, ID at Xbox is not a studio. It's a place, basically a publishing company for indie developers. Mm-hmm. You have Lift London, which is a AR developers, which is going to be for their HoloLens, which is not for gaming.
Yeah.
You have Microsoft Casual Games, which is Solitaire, Mojang, or whatever on your browser.
Yeah.
You have Microsoft Studios Global Publishing, which is basically to publish their second and third party titles that are like with Remedy and stuff like that. You have Rare, which is doing Sea of Thieves, and then you have Xbox Fitness. How are they going to compete with Sony on that front?
True.
I think maybe Microsoft sees this, and I think that's the reason why they're moving more towards it seems like they're moving more towards like the service-based or the the best place to play the multiplats type thing, mm-hmm. In hopes that will call people back over. But what's the largest casual audience that you know of?
COD.
Okay. You think any of them are going to leave the PS4 where that is where all the pros are playing because of the esports? Do you think they're going to leave
it's just what it is essentially, Rambo. It's like we've talked about this over and over again. Like it's the same shit as it was last gen, except the tables are turned. That's all.
Yep.
Same shit.
But I mean the thing is though is that Sony had the studios last gen to basically pull up and basically pass the 360.
Right.
But it was the first party studios like creating Last of Us and then the Uncharted 2, Uncharted 3, stuff like that in order to get back up there to where that was. Because Microsoft still always had the third party deals, but Sony was still able to pass them in the end. But I just don't think Microsoft can do the comeback that Sony did.
Right.
Because of the fact that they're lacking in the first party content, and they're so hell bent on saying that third party exclusives are a bad thing. Which I get the reasoning behind it, because you're leaving some gamers out in the dark. But at the same time, is that if you don't have the first party studios to do it, how are you going to do it without doing third parties?
Yeah.
I don't know. I hope that the score. I hope it's what Microsoft says it was.
Yeah.
But I'm very skeptical with Microsoft because they've lied this whole generation. Well, the most recent one was HDR.
Oh, with the Slim, right?
Yep. This upgrade to the Slim. You'll get the HDR content, games, HDR. Sony launched 3 months later with the PS4 Pro and announced HDR for everybody. You don't even have to pay to upgrade to get HDR. And Sony has like 3 times the amount of games with HDR than Microsoft does. Microsoft even launched a new first-party title this year that didn't even have HDR content. It's just it blows my mind. I don't know how people just like blindly trust. I mean, really, either corporation. I mean, and not just Microsoft, but I mean, how do you trust a corporation? I
Just
don't. I don't.
blunder after blunder after blunder. Yeah.
I don't. Yeah, I mean, it'd be like going back to the PS3 and trusting Sony to do right.
See, this is why I'm glad I'm not like a hardcore fanboy. Like I'm just like somebody who enjoys his Xbox and he plays it.
Oh yeah.
But he doesn't get I don't get involved with the stupid. Oh, look at the NPD for Xbox this month. Like, just fuck that.
No, see, I like to look at the NPDs, but not so much for like the
But
who
you know
who
who that,
wins. Like,
but you know,
yeah.
like what I'm talking
Oh, yeah.
about though. Like if I was to live my life like these guys do here on YouTube, dude, like
couldn't.
I would fucking
I
hate gaming, dude. I would never want to game again.
yeah, it'd be me neither. It wouldn't be fun anymore. It wouldn't be what gaming's about. But I don't know. I couldn't do like what they do, but I like to look to see how the industry's doing as a whole.
Right,
But
right.
as far as like going like getting the NPD numbers or whatever, and then tweeting out going, "Well, Sony kicked Microsoft's asses." Like, no, I don't give a fuck. I mean, like it doesn't do anything for me. Now, if it was putting like every time Sony won, if they like put money in my pocket, hell, I'd be tweeting all day about them.
Right, right.
But I don't see any of that money, so I'm not being a free publicist for them. They don't give a shit about me.
I'm gonna put this in there, and we're gonna talk about it real sick. In fact, I don't even think you know anything about it. Wait, you might. Did we ever talk to you about?
Yeah, I actually
the art contest.
You talked. We made mention that we were going to do an art contest, and then
We never got to work out the details, right?
yes, but let me get the guy's name. I don't want to say it.
We
wrong.
have a few already emailed to me at Brimstone's Gaming, you guys, and I gotta say that's impressive shit. Like you guys are already putting in your submissions. I haven't even given out like a due date really. Like I gave you a rough estimate, and a lot of you
I've
guys
got some
are already
submissions too, though.
yeah, you guys are submitting some crazy shit already, and I'm just like I'm pretty impressed. So what I want to do is I want to put together a video for everybody's art, like everybody's RPs for the new channel, for the Game Talk channel. I think it's gonna be great, and it's gonna be like kind of like a farewell parting gift from this channel where Game Talk is currently. And I will post all the marketing stuff for it and to the new video when it comes out. I'll let everybody know on Twitter when it comes out, when we finally get all the details, because I still don't know what all the details are. Like I still don't know how I want to do this, how I want to frame this. But you guys are more than welcome to just keep putting in these submissions. Just keep putting them in there. Keep emailing me at Brimstones Gaming with your submissions to the art contest. Remember, it's got to be an avatar and a channel banner.
And the channel banner will go for Twitter and
YouTube.
YouTube.
Yep.
Because so you'll need to make it both like the different sizes for the both or whatever, so that way we can fit it in there easy.
Yep, absolutely. And yes, there's only 2 people in here because I think Shane fell asleep on me. It's fine. He's probably tired. We stayed up until like 6 o'clock this morning, actually playing Call of Duty and just shooting the shit. And that's what I've been really like. I've been really focusing on my gaming again. I have done less of the back and forth here on YouTube, and just focused more on enjoying the shit that I like to do, and that's gaming. And I don't know if I told you this yet, but I got a Lazy Boy out in front of my TV right now, and I got about a brand new headphone. It's the Clouds, the first Clouds, the very first ones, Cloud Core or whatever, HyperX. Decent headphones, not bad. And I'm just enjoying chatting with my community members, just having fun. We played Halo the other night with T Reaper. We kicked each other's ass quite a bit. He of course won. Fun game though. I mean, it was fun. We were laughing. It was just all about talking shit to each other. Like it just kind of reminded me that like gaming is supposed to be that. It's not supposed to be about sales numbers and bullshit when it comes to this stupid fictitious console war bullshit. And it's a good reminder that not everybody is that way.
A lot of people are that way for they do it for the views because it garners them a lot of views in the beginning. But then, like I was telling T Reaper tonight, I was like, you gotta balance it out because I said you're gonna like sure I said you're gonna get the views and you're gonna get people coming to your channel. I was like, but you're gonna stall out. It's just gonna stop because you can only go so far with the fanboy crap.
Yeah, because it
Um,
tops out after a while. It tops out. You're not going to be able to keep going the way you have been. Unfortunately, I mean,
yeah,
look at some of the ghetto YouTubers here that are doing it. Um, I'm not going to mention their names, but there are people that are in this community that I consider ghetto YouTubers that have literally like created their channels off of this shit. And it's like, come on, man, like, yeah, like it's so annoying because you want a bigger gaming community, but it's being plagued by idiocy. So it's like, what do you do with that?
yeah. And then you had the dude that appeared on the Weapon Wheel podcast not too long ago. Oh, the last Weapon Wheel podcast, named D Batch. I don't know if you've heard of him yet.
Yeah. I watched something like that about
Fucking idiot.
Jack Move, like was talking shit or whatever.
So Black Bond, yeah, that was fucking hilarious. But what's it called? D Batch made the statement that the RX 480, the old tech, not even the new RX 480, they're not even the new, but the old one, can do 4K 60 frames per second on Ultra.
And this is on a monitor that's like sub 720 CRT.
No, it's on
upscaled software of 4K, right? Like
it's on. No, I mean it's he's legitimately saying that the chip that's inside the Scorpio. Of course, nobody knows what it is till tomorrow. But the chip that's inside the Scorpio, somehow he knows, because I think Dealer Gaming told him. But somehow it's going to be like an RX 480 equivalent, and an RX 480 is a 4K gaming card. And I was like, no, it's not. 980T.
Where did he get this information from again?
Dealer Gaming.
Well then, I mean.
Yeah, I mean it's just so it's incredible. I mean, they can get better performance out of their RX 480 than the rest of the world. They got
some
shit
sort must be bananas, dude.
I want their supplier.
That is some mighty fine drugs they got there.
If they're getting 4K 60 out of a RX 480, then what the fuck are they getting out of a Titan X?
Oh my god, Titan X, a TI. I mean,
yeah, I mean,
even with a TI, there's already people on Twitter saying, "Why would you need that much power?" And it still can't do 4K 60. So I'm like, this thing is miraculous, right? Like this thing is it's a mythical RX 480 equivalent to a TI.
Well, the 1080 Ti can't even do 4K 60 on Ultra.
I know, that's what I'm saying. Like,
yeah, I mean,
RX 480 is like this magical being that evidently everybody in the tech industry, including like Marcus Brownie and Jay's 2 cents, they've never they've done their videos on this shit. Even Barnacules, not one of them ever said this could do 4K 60. But evidently, if it's coming out for a console, guess what, guys? It's gonna do 4K 60, upscaled, of course, from what 300 sub 300p.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's the only thing I can think of. Tell you the truth.
Well, Techman and just another YouTuber. Technically, I mean, I guess you could say technically it can do 4K. But the fact that, I mean, you can put 4K resolution on there, but it's not going to do ultra 60 frames per second. That's the thing. Is that he's saying that it can do 4K ultra 60 frames per second on PC. And the PS4 Pro can do 4K 60, but the PS4 Pro is doing it like on the sports games and the racing games. Those are very low demanding games, so therefore it's not going to be that hard to, and it's not ultra either. So I think it's, again, I mean, it's just pure stupidity to think that the Scorpio all of a sudden is going to come out at $500 or less and do 4K 60 ultra on every game.
$500 or less. Yeah.
And you know what the key ingredient was?
Crack cocaine and meth?
Optimization.
Oh geez. So oh man, like it's always cool to be like excited for new tech, but Jesus Christ, this is getting a little out of hand now.
yeah, it's
getting ridiculous. Like, I mean, I could be excited for new tech. Hell, even you're talking about it, and you're not even an Xbox guy.
Yeah,
but like Jesus Christ, these guys are like literally shooting themselves in the foot.
Yeah, they're building it up to where it won't live up to that hype, and then the only thing that's going to do is just make those Sony fanboys like go after them even more because like it can't live up to the hype that they're giving it. Like it'd be best just to talk about it, but not talk about it like that they know not like know what's going to be in it and shit like that. Just talk about being happy for it or whatever. I mean, but yeah, it's pitiful.
This is fucking sad, man. This is definitely sad. People are just gonna blow this shit out of the water, make it seem like it's 100 times better than it really is.
Oh,
And they're gonna kill their own communities. They're gonna kill them. They're gonna be like, "Yo, this is nothing like you said it was, bro."
yeah, another thing. Get this. They're going to show off at E3.
Mm-hmm.
They're confirmed that Red Dead Redemption 2 is going to show off at 4K 60 frames per second on the Scorpio. And I'm like, Sony's got the marketing deal on that. So I'm not really thinking that Sony's going to be like, yeah, you know, I know you were going to be at my E3, but you should just go show off that 4K 60 frames per second on the Scorpio on the Xbox stage. Ain't gonna happen. Like Sony's not giving up their marketing deal, so that way they can show off a 4K, whatever, you know, on the Scorpio.
Yeah.
They pay for those marketing deals for a reason, and they're damn sure not giving it up for, you know, anybody, and they sure as hell ain't giving it up to Microsoft for, like, that's just not. Yeah, God, these people are.
Man, it's
pitiful, man. I guess they've been starved for so damn long.
What was that, Jamie?
What? Can you catch me up on what we're talking about?
Oh, we are talking about Scorpio's launch tomorrow and how, or not launch, but the reveal tomorrow, and how everybody is saying that this is going to be a 4K 60 frame a second machine, when even current GPUs, including workstation cards, can't even do that.
The fucking 1080 Ti can't even do that.
That's what we're saying. Yeah, that's what we're saying.
That's retarded.
Yeah, that's what they're doing, though. This is what they're saying. This is the shit they're saying over YouTube. They're like, oh, that's just entertainment, guys. No, it's false information. It's not just because because anybody that calls them out over this shit or on their YouTube page, they're instantly blocked and comments removed.
Yep.
Immediately. So, like, you try telling them, oh, hey, you know, this is false information. They look at you like you're the fucking enemy, even though they know they're lying. Like, this is fucking ridiculous.
I just don't. I don't know where they like. They even told, like, the guy told Jack Move to look up facts. You know, the look up all the research on the RX 480, and you'll see. I'm like going, yeah, look it up, please do, because you'll see that
you will not see ultra settings.
No, you won't at all.
60 FPS, I guarantee it. You'll see 4K at probably medium to high.
At 30, probably.
At 30, yeah.
But you are not getting
ultra. And that's with MXAA turned off, VSync, etch-a-scopic filtering, the whole 9 yards.
So you basically have to set the settings to peasant.
Pretty much. You have to set your shit to peasant in order to run that in 4K just to be at like a steady 30.
Well, the 980 Ti still, had problems running. I could run games at 4K, but I had to make a lot of concessions to do it.
Yeah, you had to chop out some shit. That's technically still not considered ultra, though. You know what I mean?
Oh no, it's not. It wasn't ultra at all. I mean, I would never considered my 980 Ti a 4K card.
And these clowns are like, oh yeah, this is ultra. No, ultra has to include all the above of what I mentioned: MXAA, AAO, VSync, the whole 9 yards. Tessellation, everything. It has to include everything on ultra, all the settings set up to high, the highest set. That is ultra, not fucking. Oh yeah, we're gonna turn shadows off, guys. Like, what the
fuck? You don't need shadows, man.
Oh,
somebody tried telling me that the Rise of the Tomb Raider was pretty much. There was pretty much no difference between because this is the way they were pointing out the bias of Digital Foundry. There was basically no difference between the PS4 and the Xbox One version. Well, I went back and watched the Digital Foundry video on that, and the Xbox One version, like, there was a tree, and they cut out all the fucking leaves on the shadow. It was just a trunk. Like, literally, the fucking ground was just a long little rectangle shadow, and there's no leaves. But on the PS4, there was leaves and everything on the ground, leaves for the shadows. Same thing with on the PS4 actually matched up closer to the PC with the shadows. I mean, obviously the shadows were better on PC, but
Oh,
I was
absolutely.
and they were like, well, that's not that big of a difference. I was like, that's a huge fucking difference. I was like, you're don't even have a fucking tree on the ground. Like you have a damn like Paul Bunyan just came in and just chopped the tree up, and you can't like it. Just I just fuck these people. How can you not? How can your eye just like does not see this shit? I don't understand it. And Smokey Dog, do you know who he is?
Smoky Dog now.
Nope.
He's a bald-headed guy. He has like 25,000 subs or whatever. He does he like rags on fanboys or whatever, and then he just does his own little commentary shit or whatever. But he apparently said today like people were saying that people were tweeting him saying that back in the launch of the Xbox One, people were saying that the human eye can't see past 720p.
Ah, well then.
And now all of a sudden they're excited for 4K because like I was like, but he's like, what's the purpose if you can't see past 720p? Like, just like who says this shit? Like I get that you might be trolling, but I mean, fuck, I mean at least I know trolls that are at least smart with their trolling.
Ooh, smart trolls. There's only a few of those in this world. Very few, sir. Very few.
4chan is full of them.
Yeah, 4chan will fucking take shit down. That's the.
Well, that's another thing that we discussed was Mooch, because Mooch is coming back.
Oh yeah, I heard he's coming back, and you know, I hope he has a better run this time than he did last.
Do you think he will?
No, I hope he could, but I don't think he will.
I don't think it was 4chan that took. I don't think it was.
I don't think it was
ponies.
Either.
I don't think it was ponies that took him down. I think it was 4chan.
Really, I thought it was like a like their own Xbox crowd doing it.
I mean, that could be possibility because they have inside.
There's one thing I've noticed about Xbox dudes when I'm hanging out with them and stuff. Like we always have fun, right? But like there's some of them. I'm not gonna mention their names.
Yeah,
but
don't do that.
I will say this: the people that they say they're cool with, I'm like 90% sure they're saying the same shit about me. Like I'm like 90% sure they're saying the same exact thing about me behind my back. So like I wouldn't put it past them to fucking troll Mooch off the YouTubes. I would not doubt it at all. People say it's 4chan because let's face it, 4chan's the easiest thing to blame. Everybody and their brother could sit there and say, "Oh, this is the obvious."
Well, the reason why I say it's the reason why I say it's the 4chan is because of the level of troll that it went to.
Yeah.
Like they went beyond like what I would think a typical troll from the Sony side would go to, and then the amount the amount of research they had to go back through to get the information from what they did. I mean, they went all the way back to 2013 of one tweet that he sent from Instagram that linked his pictures.
Yeah, that's a pretty good distance of time there.
I mean, you can't just search for that on the internet. So I mean, that's what makes me wonder. It wasn't 4chan, that actually that did it, because that took dedication. That took time.
Oh, you're looking for a good artist? That's not really a rant. He was just talking about the whole thing with Mooch or whatever. No, it's not a rant. Art contest. Who? Oh, King Lion. Oh. Art contest is for the new channel. Again, I'll say it again. It's for the new channel. Anybody is welcome to submit to brimstonesgaming@gmail.com. Go check it out, or submit it to Rambo or any one of us members here, and I will let you guys know when the video is up, and I will let those members of the community know that, hey, I put your shit up in a video, and I'm going to announce who the winner is. I will contact the winner. We still haven't decided yet on whether it's going to be a gift card. I think we did decide it was a gift card, right?
Yeah, because he said most people replied back with a gift card.
Yeah, most people voted gift card when I did the poll up on Twitter. So gift card on all platforms. Rags is not here. I know. I don't know what the heck. I think he's probably just not feeling good or something, or he's in bed going to sleep. I really don't know. I know his work hours are really, really fucked, and he's had a hard time trying to do this podcast because of them. So no, Rags isn't here. What What else is there? Yeah, so yeah, art contest. It's only Rambo and Brim and Gamer Dragon.
Hi.
He is, believe it or not, here. I have his mic muted so that way it doesn't double echo on you guys and drive you insane because double echoes suck.
Yeah, we're kind of just double bunking the same room.
Pretty much. Pretty much.
The reason why I can't sleep at night.
Pretty much. Cool. All right, so as far as finding a good artist, I have Metroxic's links always down below. He's the only person in my friends list that is an artist that I have actually up there. So, I mean, go check him out. If you like his style, he'll help you out.
And you totally send him nudes, by the way.
Send him nudes all day. Is the Art of the Game Talk or Brimstone's channel specifically? Oh, no, it's Game Talk. It's Game Talk. No, but yeah, it's Game Talk. The Game Talk channel is going to be by itself. Any chance you... Wait, you know what? Let me see if I can find the link real quick, and I'll link it down in the chat so you guys know where it's at. Let's see. He loves nudes. Don't let him fool you.
Totally.
Loves the dick. Loves the dick.
I'm his boyfriend, I should know. He's totally okay with nudes.
All day nudes. What's up,
Be
Black Baron?
relentless. Spam those bitches.
All right, well, there you go. Metrox is your man for you there, King.
And there's the, I sent you the Twitter handle.
Oh, you sent me the Twitter handle?
Yeah. To put in the description or whatever.
Oh, nice.
Like,
Nice.
it's, I mean, it's not got anything on it right now because we're just waiting for the.
Yeah, I'm just waiting. I'm
The
just
art.
waiting on the art. And, like, so let's discuss the due date. When do you think the due date should be?
I don't know. That's a good question. I mean, because I don't know how long it takes for these people to come up with artwork. I mean, because I don't want. I'd hate to put like a short deadline on them and make them rush or whatever, and then put a too long of a deadline to make it just prolong it. I am not the artist. You'd have to talk to an artist or somebody that would kind of give you an idea of like how long it takes.
All right, to all my dudes in the comments right now, what do you guys think would be a good due date? Say 2 months from now, 3 months from now. I mean, I'm sure like we should have everything like set up by then. 2 weeks from today, Black Baron says. 2 weeks from today.
I mean, if that's something that they can get done.
That's the channel, by the way. That's the channel, you guys. I just sent you. So 2 weeks, he says. How about this? Let's be a little bit more generous because I'm still waiting on certain things to be approved for me. Let's do.
Just know the YouTuber says May 1st.
Let's do. Yeah, May 1st. Yeah, that sounds actually a good deal. Actually, May 1st. Okay, so May 1st sound good to you?
Sounds good to me.
And let's say if I get approved for what I'm trying to get approved for, what do you guys think? $100?
$100.
$100 for first place winner.
That's what we have to do for this contest?
I'm gonna start drawing.
$100. Does that sound good to you guys? $100. Whoever wins this gets $100 out of the deal, and they'll have their art on our thing the whole time. Don't be cheap. I didn't think $100 was cheap.
That's not cheap.
At least 105.
Come on, Brim, these are your fans. Don't be skimpy.
Don't be skipping, nigga. Let's see. So yeah, $100. They'll give you a game and whatever, right? Yeah, because I think that would be
if the
fair.
PC guys will give them quite a bit of games.
PC guys, yeah. If it's a PC winner, you're gonna go to fucking whatever site and get like 6 games and shit. And if you go to Humble Bundle, you're gonna be getting a few hundred games.
Look, there's a PS4 Humble Bundle right now.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right. The PS4 Humble Bundle launched today, didn't it? Because I got an email today.
Yeah, I gotta go
Got it.
pick it up.
Of course, you gotta go pick it up.
Well, I'm actually gonna be picking it up and just giving away the codes. I already have like most of all those games that are on there. But I have like there's some people that there's a couple like at a Germany exclusive that launched in Germany only,
Yeah.
and there's one that launched in Spain, and there's got these 2 people on Twitter that have said they're picking those games up for me and just mailing them to me for no charge.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so I'm debating like trying to like figure out a way to like repay them. They said they don't even want to be like mentioned like as a thank you or whatever, and I was like, well, I got to pay it forward somehow. Then
Fratanga, get in here. Get into the game talk server so I can drag you up.
because I can't do that. People like buying me stuff without like either paying it forward or paying them back. Because
Blackbeard. He says $100 gets me 3 months of playtime with Crap Gamer. Yes, really. Get in here. Get in the freaking game talk server.
does it really give you 3 months of playtime, or does it just give you like 15 minutes of talk time on talkie talk? On that a good old Skype call there.
Right.
Oh, I keep forgetting Skype exists.
Yeah, that's what I'll do. Is I'll win the contest because I'll learn how to draw overnight, and then I'll take that 100 and put it to Crap Gamer's Patreon, so that way I can talk to Crap Gamer and Mooch on Skype for 15 minutes.
Where are you? You're not in the game talk server. I don't see you. It has to be not my server, not Stream and Chill. It's got to be the game talk server.
There is no chill here.
No, it's just Stream and Sex. That's usually what it goes into. No, you have to actually jump into the channel. You have to like actually get into the channel. Fratanga. Dude, what'd you do? Leave the server? All right. Jesus, man. These.
And he calls himself a PC gamer.
Who does?
Fratanga.
Oh yeah.
You can't figure it out Discord.
Dist. Oh man. Yeah, because I want to do something nice for people that design our channel and stuff, and I want at least 2 or 3 concepts from each person of different styles. And you do that, it's going to be that much better for you as the artist because you'll have a better chance. You know what I mean? So let's see. Fratanga. What the heck did he just... Oh, my goodness.
So like, how do you guys use?
Oh, there you are.
Is there like an itinerary, a plan, or?
An itinerary? All right, I sent it to you. Well, the idea came when me and we were talking about this after the cast, and I was like, why not have an art contest for the channel art? And it's not something I normally would do because I've tried to do this before, and doesn't
My
really
bad.
play. Yeah, see, damn Mexicans these days, Jesus.
Look. I'm sorry, okay? Where I come from, we don't have computers.
Were you tired from all that lawn work?
Lawn work? Yes.
Yeah.
Well, that and some cleaning. Gotta scrub the toilets.
Yeah, you got to make sure those are clean too, though.
Well, we don't have toilets either, but
You dig a hole in
You
the
know,
ground, put some bricks around it. That's a toilet. That works.
it's funny though because I have so many friends that are Hispanic.
Yeah.
And they're like, "Oh yeah, I'm Mexican." I'm like, "No, you're American. You were born here. You're Hispanic, not Mexican." They're like,
Exactly.
"No, dog, I'm Mexican." I'm like, "No,
No.
no, you're
No,
not how it works.
This is what you gotta do. You just go to like, look, are you a Mexican or are you a Mexicant?
Oh, that joke's not
Ah, no, it's not.
old. No, too much George Lopez.
No,
man.
how
What
you
are
been,
doing?
Fratanga? I know we've been trying to get into a show together for some time now. You guys,
Yeah.
you don't even know the pain in the ass that this is. Every single time I have free time, it's way too early for this guy. Like, he's off doing stuff. And so by the time he's ready to go do stuff, I have to go do shit.
And
And
Barry's the one who's been waiting too. Barry's been like, "When are we gonna do this?" And I'm sorry.
Yo, yeah, dude, you, me, Barry, and Scottish, dude. Like we've all
Scottish. Okay,
we've all
so-
been trying to get this shit done, and it's just not
Yeah.
working out, man.
So I had a couple of my subs ask me. They're like, "What are you gonna do?" I'm like, "Do you have any idea how hard it is to get a Scottish guy, a freaking Native American, a white boy from Oregon, and a Mexican boy from Oregon, all on the same?" I mean, me and Barry live in the same state, so that's no problem. But True Scottish is about he's an 8-hour difference from us, and then you're about I think a 2 or 3 hour difference.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Somewhere around there, yeah. But I was like, I saw the stream. I was like, I saw that it's weird because I didn't get a notification that you guys were gonna go live. So I was like, oh.
So are you gonna jump in on that contest, dude? See if you can win that $100?
Wait, what's going on? What contest?
So
Talk.
okay, so Game Talk, we here at Game Talk decided we're gonna move this onto a whole nother channel. So Game Talk's got its official only channel. It's no longer gonna be hosted here in whenever
You're gonna lose all your subs.
I don't care if I lose subs. It's fine. But no, so what I was talking to Rambo and Geek was, let's do a contest and see if we can get somebody to design our stuff for us. Well, we just decided that the prize is going to be $100 of whatever platform they want. So if it's a console guy and he wins, he's going to have $100 however he wants it on whatever platform he wants it on. And there's only one place. There's one place. There's one winner. It's not going to be like 5 different places just so I can make everybody feel special. It's one first place, and that's the only place. So you either win or you don't.
No participation.
Is this gonna actually be you guys deciding, or is it gonna be Rags deciding?
I think this will be a little bit of everybody. I want Rags here too. I want to get Rags in here too, so we can all decide together on what what we all believe is going to be the good or beast ass art that's going to be on the new channel. So
Well, I think we can maybe do the reveal of the winner or the choosing of the winner like on one of our live streams.
oh yeah.
Well, I was going to say, but don't expect me to have any good art skills. I can only draw a popsicle stick character. I can't draw shit. So
No, it's all right. That's understandable. I know you're a shit artist. It's good.
People are like, "Oh, that character is so interesting and so unique." I'm like, well, it's the only thing I can draw, so thank you.
You're like, that's my only. That's
You're
my
doing better
first,
than I can, man.
That's my first and only success with my pencils.
The shit that I draw comes off a copy and paste from.
I was looking at Rambo's corners thing, and I was like, "There's no way Rambo drew that."
No, there's not. There's
Hicks
somebody
can't
else.
draw. He's not in here, is he? No, okay.
Fucking Twister jockeys.
He's a.
I called Rambo a Twister jockey because he's way out in like Twister Alley.
Yeah.
Yeah, Tornado Alley. Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna ask Geek, where you live, do they have a water tank or is it all Mountain Dew filled? Like, is the water tank filled with Mountain Dew where you live?
Well, Geek's not here, but I'll make sure to get him that
that's not
question.
Geek. That was Rambo, right?
Yeah.
Rambo, sorry. Okay, no, but Geek's not here though, right?
Right.
Oh, okay. See, it's kind of hard to see. It's kind of hard to tell a hit from a
Fucking
hit.
Mountain Dew fountain towers, dude. Like,
This
what
is
the
true.
fuck?
But I mean, well, Geek's actually in California, so he's not really a hick. He's like one of those little hippies.
Well, here in Oregon, everybody's a hick. But no.
Yeah, I'm a hick because I'm in Oklahoma. So
Hey, hey, you know what? I'm happy that you can draw stick figures and dicks. I'm glad. That's
What, you dicks?
well, I mean, it's not too far from a stick figure.
Oh shit! So for those of you that don't know, this is for Tonga. Go check him out. I've been meaning to do a one-on-one with this guy for quite some time and a podcast with him, but yeah,
He does content kind of like Rags. I think he's pretty good. I like his channel.
No, thank you. Wait, Rambo, you've seen my stuff.
Yeah,
I feel violated.
I'm even a console gamer too. So
Hey, look, I don't got a problem with console gamers. Everybody knows I don't have a problem with console gamers.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Unless you're Solid Rev and Fox, then I have a problem with you. And apparently now, well, hold on. You guys are friends with Solid Rev, though, right?
I'm not.
No, I'm not friends with.
I mean, I've talked to him.
I haven't
but
been. Me and him haven't been cool in a while. Like I've known him for a while, but we've never.
Me and him disagree on a lot of the fundamentals.
Well, he thinks that making reviews solely based on his personal experiences equal the overall experience for everyone else.
Yeah, he's
that
retarded.
was a problem I had with him.
You know, Solid Rev's just a stupid meathead, right? Like,
Yeah,
I'm not even. No, he's just a dumbass redneck. That's all he is. Like I don't have any problem with him personally, but that's really what like. If you watched Rev for a long time, like some of his skits and shit are hilarious. But when he tries to like get all fucking serious and shit, no, he's just a stupid fucking meathead.
Like, you know, I can't stop laughing at the video where he was sitting down on his couch and he's just looking. He's got like his muscles flexed, and I am kind of jealous of his biceps.
You're staring at his muscles there for Tonga. You're like, yo, boy.
Hey, I'm a popsicle stick. I don't have a sexual preference. Okay, so
all you know is you got wood. See what I
God
did
damn
there?
it, Bram. We miss you. Me and Troop miss you so much.
Well,
Okay,
shit,
so-
it's in the work hours, man. These work hours are killing me. Like, I don't get to see you guys at all anymore. I don't even get to see any of my own community anymore.
I know.
I don't
Yeah,
even log into my own fucking community server anymore. That's just how busy I've been with work.
Well, I mean, my Discord has grown, but now I have like moderators and admins for that because and I have to mute it. I mean,
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
because you
I
got
had to
fucking
mute this.
yeah.
I had to mute
Yeah.
this. Yeah.
I have the game talk muted.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't blame you. It's
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 just-
fucking crazy.
Shit, you didn't just have it muted. You left that shit, dude. You're like, fuck this. This is too
No,
much.
I didn't leave it. I'm still in it. I'm still right here at the game talk.
That's because I had to resend you the link, man.
Wait, I was out of it? Like out of it?
Yes. That's why I told
how-
you had to jump into the servers just so I could pull you up because you thought I could just. Yeah, you
I,
weren't
thought,
in.
I thought you kicked me out because you didn't love me.
No, yeah. I'm like, you know what? We got plenty of Mexicans here. You gone?
We met our quota.
The only other Mexican I know is Omega Jim, right? Because he's the only other Mexican I actually talk to that's actually Mexican. I know he's Mexican because he's Catholic.
So Mega
No.
Jim never pulls out. Oh!
Oh, I don't know how to take that joke.
Well, that's kind of the thing. That's all you're allowed to do is take that joke. Oh!
Oh. Can't wait.
It was funny once, okay? Because I forget,
You're not allowed
So-
to pull out, sir.
so I got it now. Okay, so I was saying, all right. It was like a couple of days ago that I was doing a live stream with the subs, right? But I wasn't I was in a voice chat, private voice chat with some friends, but we left it open to be listened to by the subscribers, right? And
Yeah.
all we were doing was just typing a bunch of racist jokes.
Yeah.
And I was there, but what we were doing is we were using the voice moderator thing where you type /TTS, right?
Yeah.
And there's at one point where I was like, I want to tell a racist joke, but I don't know if it's okay. And then everybody just commented, pussy. And I was like, oh, okay, it's all out. So I just started commenting. It was glorious. It was great. It was great how when you have a community that isn't, so like snowflakey, so soft and can't take a racist joke, it's great. Because
Oh,
Lord
my
knows I
God.
know too many people who can't in real life. Ugh. But
Speaking of racist,
mm-hmm.
Polygon decided to I don't know what the fuck they're doing, but they decided to. They said, "Why is everybody talking about this Sony ad from 10 years ago?" Well, like nobody was until you decided to fucking tweet it out.
Oh,
Um,
I tweeted that out, or
no, not you.
No,
Polygon.
Polygon.
That's
Polygon
what I'm thinking of.
themselves,
Polygon,
yeah.
like going, nobody, like their question on their headline was, "Why is everybody talking about it?" I'm like, nobody's talking about it. Like not until you fucking tweeted it out. Now everybody's talking about it. But it was an ad back in 10 years ago, and there was a white girl. I had her hand on the face of a black girl, and the white girl like had this mean look on her face, and the black girl had like more of a submissive look on her face, and said the the ad was for the white PSP, and it says white. It says white is coming,
Oh,
and
God.
Yeah,
and
Wait,
people are like,
please tell me there was a black version of that commercial.
no.
No.
No,
Oh,
but
God, everybody's gonna lose their
there was another ad. This mind you, this only ran in the Netherlands. It didn't even run nationwide. I mean, or worldwide. It just ran in the Netherlands.
If Bren was my dad, I would let him beat me. If Bren was my dad, I would let him beat me.
And then there was
happens.
another ad where the black girl was actually on top of the white girl.
Mhm.
And they didn't make mention of that one, but they said that people were saying like this is a racist ad, and I was like, you do realize that an ad cannot be racist? I was like,
Wait,
it just can't be.
An ad can't be racist, you said?
No.
Or?
An ad can't be racist. A picture cannot be racist.
Okay.
It's the intent. It's the intent behind the picture.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, I see what he's saying. Yeah,
I mean,
correct.
you did the guy create that to say white people are more powerful than black people? I don't know. I don't know what his intent was. But just to look at the picture, I can't tell you what that guy was making that picture for. I mean, to me, it looks. I just see a console ad, some
Okay.
stupid, catchy, stupid thing.
Okay. 'Cause I was gonna also point out, look, I'm no endorser of Hitler, okay? So nobody come after me. I'm not.
He's an
endorser of Hitler.
underachiever. What? No,
He's not okay. Okay, but if we were to take the artwork that if we were to take Hitler's history of what he did, right, and look at some of the art or literature he wrote, and just say it's all racist because he was racist, I always put that into question because a lot of people say I won't read this because it was written by Hitler.
I think you're being dismissed. Like you're just like people are looking for a reason to not like it. I mean,
Yeah, they're being-
I'm saying that I wouldn't dismiss it because
Right,
it was
I wouldn't
written
either.
by him. That's
I
what I'm
wouldn't
saying
either.
because there's a lot of the man had a lot of great look. I don't like the guy. I'm not an endorser of the guy, right?
Yeah.
But there's a lot of literature written by him, and I'm not quick to dismiss it because it was written by Hitler. You know, because I believe someone's work and the integrity of that work still stays, you know, as quality, even due to what they did,
So-
which is why I'm.
So is this
You
is this the context behind your comment on your page that was tweeted to me about your
what was
gas bill being high?
Yes. Yes. Because I made a video about John Tron being removed from Ukulele, his voice acting because of his political, you know, his political side and his viewpoints, right?
Yeah.
And he was removed by it. And some guy commented on the video and he said, "You're racist," something like "You're racist just like Hitler." And then I wanted to ask him genuinely, why? You know, what do you think this? But then that day I had received so many comments like that, so I just fuck it. So I just typed to him, "Yes, my gas bill is so high."
Yo, as soon as you did that, one of my followers took a screenshot of that shit and sent it to me, and I was like, "What the fuck?" I was like, "Did he really say that?"
I couldn't be bothered. I couldn't be bothered to go through a long.
I
'cause
thought it was
actually-
great. I was like, "Yo, he's got balls today. What the fuck?"
Because I reply to as many comments as possible, and sometimes there's comments I get where someone writes a long paragraph with a lot of good things to it, but it's hard to understand because there's so much grammatical errors, and I'm like, man, how am I supposed to reply to this if I didn't understand a good chunk of it? You know,
Yeah.
I don't think I think people try to think that the longer something is written, the more meaning there is to it, and I disagree sometimes. If you could have said that in a few sentences, you should have said that in a few sentences. You know,
Yeah,
you don't have
yeah.
to tell me a life story about your opinion on something.
Yeah. Say it in
Yeah.
4 vowels or less, or you're just gonna be muted.
Hence the term comment. Comment.
Not life story.
Well, then I did that video on depression. That's the one time I actually wanted people to write long things, you know, because I encourage it.
But everybody else was like, "Yeah, good video." You're like, "Son of a bitch! I want input."
What's wrong with gas? We kind of need oxygen to live. Well, I mean, yes, you're right. But the kind of gas I'm talking about is when you take bleach and you mix it with ammonia, you know, that kind of gas.
Hey, that's the kind that really cleans your insides, right? That's supposed to be really healthy for you.
You know.
That's a thorough cleansing.
Who's that in the back? I hear someone in the back.
That's Gamer Dragon. Yeah, he lives with me. And,
Gamer Dragon,
Mm-hmm.
get that man a second mic.
hey, by the way, he's also half black and half Mexican. So,
The rare ones.
Really?
The
I'm
rare
white,
ones.
Native, black, and Mexican.
you are not white. Quit telling people you're white. You're just gonna confuse everybody.
I have white.
You know, I wanted to say that. So I was at Dairy Mart. You guys don't have Dairy Marts anywhere else. I think they're only in Oregon. But I went to a Dairy Mart earlier today, and then there's this black girl. She's really cute, rather. But I was just getting a coffee, and just to be polite, you know, I didn't want to go, you know, excuse me or anything. I just go, "Oh, I'm sorry, pardon me." And she'd go, "Okay." And I said, "Pardon me." I kept saying, "Pardon me." She says, "You don't have to be sorry. At least you're not scared that I'm black." That comment made me so uncomfortable after she made that comment.
You should have said? You should have said, "You know why I'm not scared of you? Because I'm more interested about eating your ass right now than anything else."
That is totally.
Should have just said it, dude. You should have just said it. I would motorboat your asshole right now if you said yes. There you go. That's what you tell chicks like that, dude. I'm telling you.
I would motorboat your assholes. What you just said?
Yeah, dude. Why not?
Okay. the only comment I made back to her, because I didn't know what to say, I said, it's like, well, your skin color doesn't matter. You're beautiful either way. And she's like, oh, thank you. She just kind of walked like, thank you. I was like,
Wow.
okay, well, all
She
right.
was just waiting for an argument to start.
Yeah, it sounds like she was picking a fight, dude.
She
Like,
was baiting hard.
It really did, but this was my first reply to her when she said that. I was like, "Is it because I'm Mexican that you don't assume I'm racist?" But I said it jokingly, and she just laughed. Right? She just laughed.
oh,
But then
okay.
I was like, "Skin color doesn't matter to me." I said, "You're beautiful." She's like, She just kind of like so dismissive about the comment, and just walked away. I'm like, I wonder what she would have said if I was white.
Oh God.
You're like, hey, baby, you want to make caramel?
Gosh, I don't know. I don't know. I mean, here in Oregon, part of Oregon still has like a lot of
SJW crowds.
oh, well, there's a lot in the Eugene area, but outside of the Eugene area, if you go to like the Springfield area, there's a lot of conservative, like old timeies people that lived through like, like racist times, and they still carry that
Like back
mentality.
in my day, we used to burn crosses.
Yeah. Yeah, those kinds. So those two sides are always clashing against each other here in this part of Oregon where I live. So I'm like, ugh. I'm more of a centrist. You're a centrist. You're not contributing. I'm like, ugh.
Yeah, we talked about that. Yeah, we're both kind of centrist. Yeah, we've all.
Yeah, well, yeah.
I mean,
No, go ahead.
You're always
Go
going to
ahead.
be lesser than me. I mean, you are Mexican. I mean,
Hey, don't make me get the white. Don't make me get Rambo's people to finish you off, okay?
oh, what the Misfit toys
They
of
will take the
Sony?
casinos with them.
The fucking Sony Misfits? Jesus Christ!
Rambo, what's your preferred platform, by the way? I've
Sony,
never had a chance to.
PlayStation.
PlayStation.
Okay, and I'm guessing Geek is Xbox, right?
Yeah, me and Geek are
Geek,
Xbox, yeah.
PC and Xbox. Yeah.
Yeah, both.
Damn it, I wanted Geek to be here because I wanted to ask him directly, what's good about Xbox?
Nothing.
Everything. Shut your mouth, David Dragon. You live here.
We're still trying to figure that one out.
I'm like, well, I mean, let me see.
Maybe tomorrow we'll figure it out.
maybe
I will
tomorrow, and if not
fuck you.
tomorrow, next year, and if not next year,
No.
the next generation will figure it out.
Show your
Because I think
subscribers
tomorrow's the
the
Scorpio
Daisy.
reveal, right?
Yeah, supposed to. The Scorpio tech reveal. I don't think we're actually going to see the console or the price or anything like that. I think we're just going to basically get the specs.
So
basically a
What's
little
an
bit-
Xbox? Shack Attack Xbox. Did I say Xbox or? Yeah, I probably said Xbox. Who doesn't say Xbox?
Xbox?
No.
A lot of people.
X-Packs. What?
I accidentally said. I think it said Xbox. Xbox X. See my Mexican accent. I can't do it. It's X. Eckies. There we go.
Aw, thanks, Blackbeard. See? Blackbeard's part of my Xbox crowd.
Blackburn. Back in my day, we used to hang nooses, not stones.
By the way, this is a Mexican saying this, you guys. Just so you know. He is
Hey.
a fucking overachiever in his life. I'm just letting you know.
Wait, me?
You're an overachiever, son.
How am I an overachiever?
I wonder. Let's rewind this podcast for just a few seconds ago.
Oh, what?
We confirmed you were a neo-Nazi.
I still can't figure it out. Overachiever.
It's
I
all
don't
right.
ever get.
It's all right.
I don't ever get called that.
Everybody will know what I'm talking about. It's okay.
What does that mean? I can't figure it out.
There is some hope though. There is some hope for like jokes to be around still because we were on when I was playing with T Reaper and those guys the other night. Like every time I died, I was like, "Oh, you know, like here's my white power," you know. And they're all, you know, they're a group of black dudes having fun, and they're all white power. I'm like, well, see, you obviously killed me, so that's what made it funny. Like, oh, like they actually, you know what I mean? Because it was funny. It was meant to
Yeah.
be funny, and they actually had
Right.
fun with it. They didn't get pissed. They didn't get angry.
White power.
I thought
No.
for sure they were gonna get pissed, but no, they were cool with it. They were like, "Oh, okay, no, you're good." I'm like,
Yeah.
"All right, sweet."
It's funny because we're living in a time where it's not okay to say a racist joke towards colored people, and it's not okay to say a racist joke towards white people now too.
No, fuck that.
Because-
I'm an equal opportunity asshole. Everybody
Like,
gets made fun of.
if you're a liberal, right? I'm not a liberal, right? But if you're a liberal and you make a white joke, they will take offense to it unless you're a right winger, right? And if you're, I'm just so confused because I have some white friends that are very highly conservative, and I don't know how I'm still friends with them.
Right.
Through the things through my differentiating opinions, I question how we're still friends when they like constantly just argue with me. They're like yelling at. Sometimes we just go somewhere to eat, and a simple opinion turns into a, why would you think that way? I'm like, I don't know, because I So I would say a white joke. And they're like, "Oh, that was pretty funny." But did you actually know white people don't actually? I'm like, yeah, I know white people don't do it. Not all white people. Why are you telling me not all white people? That's why it's a joke. You know? It's like when they tell me a Mexican joke, like you do. I just sit here laughing my ass off unless it's not funny. Like,
right.
you know,
Like half of his jokes, you know.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. I know my shit's stale sometimes. I get it.
Sometimes.
Yeah, but like, so I'd make a white joke, like, but I make a white joke with them, and like they laugh, and I don't know if it's a pretend laugh, but they laugh like, but did you actually know white people didn't actually do that in this time? I'm like, I don't care if it was true or not. It's a joke. Like, well, I don't know. I'm just sitting here like, can't we all just can't we just all insult each other?
Well, it used to be that way. Like, I still like that's why I'm so like blunt with people. Like, I just don't care anymore. I'm just like, I'm gonna say whatever whenever. Not a whole lot of people are gonna really stop me. Like, I just don't care.
Right. Isn't it amazing how quickly the political landscape just changes like that? Just changes and I don't know. But as for Rambo, have you ever been yelled at by a black person? Have you?
Yeah.
Okay. You're not white until you've been yelled at by a black person.
Oh yeah.
That's pretty fucking funny.
But what happened? Like,
I just like half the time just for being white. I'm automatically assumed to be a racist.
Wait,
And so I mean, it was just yelling at me because I apparently they thought that I looked at them wrong or whatever some weird fucked up reason, and all of a sudden they're starting to yell at me, and I'm like looking at them going like, what the fuck are you even talking about?
Right.
I just happen to be like maybe even looking down the aisle in Walmart or whatever, and they happen to be on the aisle, but I'm looking past them, like in the electronics or whatever. They somehow think that I'm staring at them or looking at them some way, giving them some look, and then next thing you know, it's in the middle of Walmart yelling, screaming, and I'm just sitting there going, what the fuck are you on? Because I just wanted a fucking video game.
You're like, hey, what the fuck is this about?
And on Twitter, I mean, I get blocked and called racist all the fucking time on Twitter just by like the shit that I tweet out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And it's like, why don't you talk to me? Like, figure out if I am one,
Well, so I got some flack from a couple of friends on Facebook. I'm not even that active on Facebook because Facebook is garbage.
Same.
Yeah.
Same.
And now this makes me want to delete my Facebook, but Facebook is kind of a must because that's where most of my
marketing. Yeah.
Yeah, and well, I don't market any of my channel stuff through Facebook.
Oh, really? You should.
No, not at all. Because none of my family or friends actually even know I do YouTube. But
oh yeah, that's right. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Okay. Never mind.
Yeah. So I posted something on Facebook. What I posted, I'm trying to remember what it was. It was at the. I just went off. I forgot what it was. It was. What was it? What was it that I posted? I think it was something about. No, it wasn't about. Oh yes, okay. So I posted on Facebook. I said, what I don't understand. Let me bring it up right here, because it was. Hold on. I posted it, and I was just surprised that people actually gave me flack for it, because I thought my friends would be on my side about this, but apparently I was wrong. But I said, I can't help but scratch my head when the LGBT community gets so angered when a Christian business does not want to provide service for same-sex wedding because it's against their beliefs, and yet the same community is outraged over a temporary ban on immigrants from specific Muslim nations. All I can think to offer those people is they have an annual gay pride parade in the capital cities of those Muslim nations. And all my friends were just like jumping on me about that.
But you're right though.
I said, look, you guys, and I don't exactly agree with Christianity, right? But
Right.
they criminalize Christians and pander to Muslims,
Yeah.
and there are parts of the members of the LGBT community that actively go out looking to pick fights with Christian groups,
Mhm.
and then when Muslim terrorists do something here, they pander and go like, well, it's a peaceful religion. I'm like, over there you're telling me that person who doesn't want to bake that person a cake is evil, and then I don't see, my mind just gets blown because then everybody just started giving me flack for it, and I thought I would have had a lot of people like going like, yeah, good point. But
Well,
it's just,
it actually is a good point.
I mean, it's just bigotry. I don't know. I find it to be bigotry at its
Well,
finest.
It's the bigot. You can't be bigoted towards me, but you can. Yeah, they have like an aspect where that's a very hypocritical of them.
They want Muslim people to have their beliefs, but they don't want to let Christians have their beliefs because Christians don't believe in gay marriage. But
Right.
guess what? Neither do Muslims.
And they're actually more against it than the Christians are.
They will decapitate. They will strap a bomb to their baby and throw it at you because you're gay.
Yeah,
and you're defending. Yeah.
The act of being gay to a Muslim, to a Islamist or whatever, is death.
And when you point out the flaws of their beliefs and everything like that, people will claim that's racist. But I'm like, I tell myself, criticizing a religion isn't racist. It's not racist. I mean, Christianity isn't even an American religion. Well, hold on. No, let me think about that.
I think modern day Christianity might be
modern day. Yeah, but the basic context of Christianity was formed not even in America. It was adopted here, but so I mean,
it was created by brown people. That's all we really need to know about.
I'd rather be Aztec, because it's my blood. I will stab people in the heart,
Are you sure about that? Because they have
have any of you ever seen Apocalypto with Mel Gibson?
No.
Not Mel Gibson. Mel Gibson directed it, but it's a movie about like the Aztecan times.
Oh no, I haven't. But I heard it was pretty good though.
Oh, it's great. It's great. And
I
then
heard it's brutal.
Yeah, it is pretty brutal.
and then there are some people that are like arguing. They're like, "Well, the Aztecans are portrayed to be violent here." I'm like, because they were.
Like, there's a reason why that race doesn't exist. Like, they wipe themselves out, for fuck's sakes. I mean...
Well, that tribe no longer does, but the ethnicity is still there. But...
Oh, the ethnicity... Yeah, that's there. But I'm saying, like, that tribe, like, that whole... Like, that village... What was it they averaged every day? Like, something like fucking 100 plus? Like, sacrifices a day or some stupid shit?
I don't even know.
Like,
I don't want to think about it.
Like,
I just
sacrifice you to our god.
To like note it, like NoobTube, I know you said that Islam is incompatible with progressivism. It's incompatible with Western society.
Can we not give this guy attention? I hate this guy.
Well,
wait, you really hate the guy? You like actually hate him? Like, I don't really hate him.
No, okay, you're right. That's strong. I hate the attention he's received. There was a period of time where this guy. I was looking at his subscriber count. I'm like, I know that's a huge margin of hate subs, but
okay.
It just encourages him. I don't encourage this guy. I don't get it.
I don't know. I don't hate him. I think he's funny. I think he cracks.
I think he can make me lose my fucking mind, but
he gives me a laugh here and there. But until then, I won't make a video on him ever. But I did one on Crap Gamer because Crap Gamer thinks it's stupid. He thinks that there's a media.
Blackberry wants your dick, by the way.
There's a media bias.
My dick. Yeah.
He wants to dingle your dingle.
Black Baron, I will give you all the attention in the world. You can touch my popsicle stick, okay? Just don't get any splinters. I was going to say that Crap Gamer said that there's a media bias towards Xbox. I mean for PlayStation, that there's a media bias.
He's been saying that forever, right?
Yeah.
Right, but he made a video yesterday. Not yesterday, but he made a video last week. and he put an article, and he's like, this proves it. And I look at that article, and I'm like, this article doesn't blatantly state any of what you say it's true. All it says is that PlayStation and Nintendo get more coverage, and there's a reason for that. But he don't see it. He does. It's the war. It's the world's against him. The world's against him.
Victim mentality, man.
Yeah, but so what are your guys' thoughts on the Scorpio? Are you guys actually looking forward to knowing?
I want to see. I want to learn about it, and I want to see like how far off the fucking rocker these idiots are of talking about it. That's my main thing.
I'm excited for it to see, like, if it's really. I guess to quiet all these fucking Twitter people and YouTube people down, like to where we actually finally get a definitive answer on what it is. As far as being excited for it for myself, Microsoft has to give me a reason to buy it. Being able to play a game at a prettier resolution doesn't really give me a reason to buy it.
Okay.
I played on PC for 8 months exclusive for like 1440p set for like I played some at 4K 30, but I had to make some concessions because I had a 980 Ti.
You couldn't get 4K 60 with that. Well, that's not surprising.
I could. Well, I could get 4K 60, but like I said, you have to make concessions to make it happen.
You have to compromise. Yeah. Gotcha.
So, but that wasn't really the whole point of going to PC. It was like the better graphics, So you wanted the ultra settings, but then you couldn't really do ultra and 4K 60 with a 980 Ti.
Ultra 4K 60. Yeah. No, ultra with 4K. Yeah, no, but.
You could on some games, just depending on the game. But I left that because of the games. I came back to PlayStation because the games
they intrigue you more.
Yeah, I'm a gamer. I'm not a. I don't play technology. I love technology.
You play on technology.
I do, but I do, but I don't. Yeah. I don't know. I was already having the best versions of the multiplats on the PC.
Right. Okay.
That didn't interest me enough to keep me there. The games like Uncharted, Last of Us 2, Spider-Man, all these exclusives, Neo, Nier. The list can go on and on for just this year. Right. Those are what calls me to PlayStation. If those were anywhere else, that's where I would be.
Okay. Yeah, well, I don't think there's anything wrong with wanting to play on the platform where the games interest you the most. That's one reason I have a 3DS over a PS4, right? Because the games on the 3DS really interest me. I think the 3DS is a JRPG machine for me. I don't think there's anything wrong with that at all. I don't, anyway. I don't think Rambo does either.
I don't know.
Maybe Rags does. Maybe don't.
No, I don't think that. Like the people that prefer Xbox, I don't have a problem with that. Like that doesn't make. That's where they're happy. Then that's where they're happy. It's the ones that like try to like make Xbox seem like it's more than what it is, or that you're somehow terrible for playing not playing on Xbox, and those are the ones that I can't stand. Those are the people I can't.
Yeah, I remember last gen when Xbox gamers had that phrase, "You're not a gamer if you don't game on Xbox."
Yeah,
it's funny because the PS3 was the platform of my choice last gen, because the PS3 near the end, like I think halfway through, the PS3 was just awesome. Like, Sony got their shit together, and they actually were clawing their way to win back the consumers. The PS3 was awesome. It had good games coming out. The games were starting to run better, except for Skyrim.
Third party was always going to run worse because they just ported it over.
Cell processing and all that stuff, I think it was. Well, yeah, it's not until the unveil of the Xbox One and the PS4 that I was like, I don't know if I'm going to get these, because it was the paid online membership. One reason I loved the PS3 is because it was free online. And then Sony sunk to the level. I'm not going to say they completely sunk to the levels of Microsoft, but Microsoft's success with Xbox Live kind of made them go, so people will pay to access their internet. Okay, and then they did it. And now Nintendo did it, and I really hope that shit never comes to the PC. I really honestly don't. I hope it don't come to the PC because I think
Well, I mean,
online-
it will definitely pull PC gamers into a question of reality.
all right. Well, what do you mean?
I just kind of like a Metrox. He's in the comment section there, but he went on for a long time, like one night, about how paying to play online is completely anti-consumer. It's just that's the one reason he loves Nintendo. And I mean, yada yada. I mean, we went on for hours about this. And all of a sudden, Nintendo charges, and he's like, "Well, maybe."
Yeah. I
Well,
get,
I mean, it'll put a moment of reality for the PC gamers if they ever force that upon all of PC gaming. Would you continue playing?
well,
Because if you were, I would consider you being a hypocrite.
right. Well, here's the thing. If that was to happen on the PC, we're just gonna go ahead and say theoretically because I don't think
Yeah.
it would.
Oh, yeah, I don't think it would either.
Yeah,
But we're just
I don't
gonna
think
say,
it ever would because if Steam did it, then Origin would be like, well, you can play our games online for free. Or
yeah, I
then-
mean, it would have to be a concerted effort across the whole board.
Yeah, all vendors would have to have the same mindset and come to an agreement on it.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be easy like it
Yeah.
would on a console. Now, as for what you asked, that is a tough question because I would say yes. I honestly would say yes. I would still stick to the PC. And I know that's very hypocritical of me, but I've come to a realization that we're all hypocrites and we just have to get over it.
Yeah, pretty much.
That we're all hypocritical. And in that sense, I would say, yeah, I would still play on the PC. So yeah, just say yeah, I'd be a hypocrite.
Well, see,
There's no other way. There's really no other way around it. If we're talking theoretically, there's no other way around it. I would still stick to the PC for all the other pros to it. You know,
right.
free online is currently a pro, but if we were to lose free online, we still have this and this and this and this. But if we were drastically to start losing all of those things to the point where the PC is no different from a console, which will never happen, right? But if that were to happen, then at some point you'd be like, well, we'll differentiate a console from a PC, and then what's because I had a friend, Eternal Vanguard, asked me, what if consoles got more things like PCs? And I told him, well, then it would lose the like I said, it would lose being a console. He says, that doesn't matter, does it? I'm like, no, you're right. It doesn't matter. It really doesn't. For me, though, it's preference. And I think everybody has a preference, because some people just prefer Xbox, even if it's, objectively inferior to PlayStation. Some people will prefer Xbox, and I can't argue preference.
No, yeah, I mean, it's kind of hard to argue against the preference.
It's hard to argue against preference, yes. If someone prefers something, even if their reasons are stupid, their preference will still be something hard to argue against,
I mean, but see, like, even like Shaner and I, because we had this conversation about the whole paying to pay online. And we look at it as, well, I mean, there's a benefit to us because of the free games. Now, granted, I know y'all PC gamers say they're not free, and technically they're not because you are paying for a service. You're paying for something and then getting that.
To receive that
But
bonus, yeah.
the way we look at that is like you're paying to play online, and you're not paying for the games.
Mm-hmm.
The games just are a bonus to paying to play online.
Now, you keep the games though. I don't know that for sure.
If you don't get to
if you
keep
keep subbed, if you keep subbed, you do.
If you keep subbing, yeah, you get to keep the game. But I mean, like me, I download them all, and I'll go back and, especially if they have a platinum, I'll go play them and go for the platinum, and that gives me, an extra game to play that I didn't have to buy. So I mean,
right.
It's definitely, and I'm getting a Vita coming in the mail.
Oh, the Vita is so underrated. It's actually really good.
Yeah, especially
there's a lot of great games on that Vita.
Yeah. And so I'm getting that.
I'm a big advocate for handheld gaming. I love the DS. I love the 3DS.
I still have my DSi, dude. My DSi is amazing.
I have a DSi too. I also have
one.
one.
It's awesome. I love it. Yeah, it's a good.
When the DSi went into production, I know it was short lived, but it was Nintendo, if you guys notice, Nintendo always has this one thing where in between releases of a new handheld, they release a semi-handheld. Have you noticed this? The Game Boy, the original Game Boy, and as they were going to transition to the Game Boy Advanced, they released the Game Boy Color, which was just another Game Boy with a color palette and slightly more powerful. And then in between the Game Boy Advance to the DS, they released the Game Boy SP, which was just a flip screen. You know, that's where the concept was coming in. And in between the DS to the 3DS, they released the DSi. Have you guys noticed this? I don't know if that's just me.
No, I don't. I don't ever pay attention. I don't pay attention to Nintendo anymore.
Yeah, well,
I quit paying attention to Nintendo after the NES.
Okay.
after the NES. Wow, that far back.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was always a Genesis kid.
Yeah, me too.
Sega. Yeah. I just because, well, first of all, Sega's games ran better.
Yeah, they did.
Some people forget, I think that's something people don't realize, but the almost all the games I played on the Genesis ran better. They most of them didn't have slowdowns like a huge chunk of the SNES games I played back then.
I'm going to address Black Bear in there. He said, even though PC is objectively better than consoles, but that's false.
What? Where? What? What do you
He
think?
said, Black Baron said that even though PCs are objectively better than consoles,
Uh-huh.
that's false.
You think the PC is not objectively better?
Yeah, you can't use the word objectively.
For the
it's
PC?
It's subjectively better.
Are we
Okay.
Are we?
Well,
are we talking? Are we talking? Yeah, we've had this conversation. Damn it, Blair.
It really depends what area.
Yeah, I know.
what area.
And Black Baron said, I mean, it's certain aspects are objectively better.
That's the way I
you
always
can't.
tell
But
people.
yes,
Yeah.
but you can't say that. I can't say that the platform itself is objectively better because there's. I mean, tell me how great the PC is running The Last of Us.
Well, I don't know. I mean, with PlayStation Now, I'll let you know,
30
but
frames streamed, right?
it'll run at 30 FPS stream.
Hey,
Okay, so mine will run at 60 frames per second, 1080p or 1800p for like up checkerboard to 4K. So
Well, right, but then you
When
also
that-
gotta counteract that with how Star Citizen going to run on consoles. You know.
well, yeah, but that's what I'm saying is like I'm not saying consoles are objectively better either. I don't think one way or another is objective.
Yeah, so this is the way
think
I see it. This is the way I see it. If it comes to performance, price range, customizability, input options, and expansive library, in that sense, to some degree, I would argue, yes, it is objectively better. But when it comes to
Okay, on that.
it's limited. It's limited. I'm not saying that the PC knocks the console out of the park in every department. I think it does, but I can't objectively say it does because when it comes to the games, that's subjective. You know, when it comes to the memberships, even that to an extent is subjective because some people find value out of PlayStation Plus, others don't.
Before we start talking in circles again, we have another topic coming up, and I want.
I just have a question for him. That one thing he said.
Okay, go ahead.
You said the price and performance and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Did you see the Horizon Zero Dawn?
I did. Yes.
Okay, so can you tell me any computer that can run a game that looks like Horizon Zero Dawn for $250 or less?
For $250 less, are we talking at 30 FPS or above 30 FPS? Because at 30 FPS, I can find quite a few, yes. But if you're talking about above 30 FPS, like a better performance, then no, I don't.
That's what I mean. See, that's what but it had to be a better performance. I mean, you can obviously get one that is the same performance.
Well, then in that sense, that in itself is subjective.
Yes.
If you want good performance at a cheaper price, that's kind of harder. I mean, you can get a $250 PC that will perform subtly better than a console, just by a few frames. Nothing really noticeable. I've seen Rich over ViewTech USA do it. I've seen the Potato Masher do it. They're really subtle, increments of performance over the console, but nothing noticeable. Now, if you want a drastic, like if you want a PC that can play Horizon Zero Dawn at 4K 60 FPS, yeah, you're not going to find one at the price range of a console, no doubt. Yeah, I agree with you there.
All right, so now that are we done with this topic? Because I really want to move
Yeah,
on to-
sure.
Yeah,
All right,
oh, yeah,
cool,
the-
cool.
Yeah.
All right, so Meme Shed came up with a good one. I didn't even think about this. Destiny 2 and HAL DLC is already made and is out there to be used. That is most likely locked behind a paywall, just like Destiny 1. What do you guys think?
Well, we don't know that for sure yet. Most likely, it probably will be, but we don't know that
I
for
can
sure
already
yet.
say right now, like without a shadow of a doubt, you could care less.
I'm buying it. I've already reserved 2 limited editions.
You like Destiny, Rambo?
Oh yeah, I'm buying the
Oh, he
digital.
loves Destiny. Yeah, he loves it.
I'm buying the digital deluxe. I'm buying the 2 limited editions, one for my son and one for me, and then I am also trying my best to secure me a collector's edition off of eBay for like around $600. But what I did to the people on eBay, that's actually against the rules on eBay to sell something that you can't deliver the product within 30 days. So I reported every one of the Destiny collector's editions
Oh.
and I got them all taken down.
Damn, Rambo be trolling eBay like crazy.
Jesus.
Yes, because I want because then they can't sell them till like 30 days before the game comes out, and then that way I can buy one.
How much is that collector's edition again?
It was $249, I think, but it's going like for around $500 or $600 on eBay.
Oh my god, I would rather buy a pair of like nice headphones than fucking spend $250 on the game like that.
I would. What would I spend with $250? See, the only thing that's ever on my mind is bills.
It's just money.
I
mean,
know, right? Same here.
Like-
Must be nice
like,
not to have bills,
don't-
Rambo.
I
like-
have several fucking
Well, the
bills.
thing is, I pay things like mortgage, car
Yeah.
insurance, car
Uh-huh.
payments, electricity,
Prostitutes.
business insurance, prostitute.
I don't pay
Cocaine.
the,
Snuck that one in there. You snuck that one in there.
I don't pay the,
How did
I
you know
don't pay
we
the,
Mexicans? How do you know us Mexicans so good?
I don't only pay the business insurance, but I pay all that too. Me and my wife and my 5 kids all live like on our own. So I mean,
Oh, okay, that's good. Yeah.
I mean,
Well, I mean,
and I'm raising my granddaughter too. So I mean,
whoa. Oh, okay. So you're a grandpa.
yeah,
How old are you again, Rambo?
40.
65. What?
40.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I thought,
Yeah.
no, he's 65. Don't fool you. He's 65.
See, so I'm guessing Rags is the youngest one in this group here.
Yes.
Rags is baby boy in here. Yes, he's the baby.
Ah, okay. Well, see, I'm turning 21 in a week. I mean, 22. Sorry, 22. in a
So
week.
now you are, because I think Rags is a little bit older than you.
Yeah, probably he is. But
Baron.
so okay, so Rambo, you're 40. Bram, you're in your 30s, right? I think you're in your 30s.
Yep.
And Geek is like in his 50s or 60s, right?
Yep. That's about right. Yeah, he's in
I think he's actually in his 30s too, ain't he? I'm actually the oldest one, ain't I?
Yeah, I think you are. You are
I'm
the
like the
old
wisest.
you're like the fucking grandpa of the group.
I'm like the wisest.
Okay. And out of you and you and Geek, which one of you is it that has a problem with JTech, or is it both of you? I'm pretty sure it's all of you, but you know.
Oh, I have a problem with him. Yeah, I can't stand the guy.
The guy's a
okay.
fucking retard. Yeah.
The guy's
I
a
haven't-
fucking. He's a clueless fucking idiot, man. That he.
Mm.
First of all, he like attacked. He came over and tried to attack me, like on Twitter, and like
For what?
he's. I don't know. I said something about the PlayStation Legion because I kicked some dude out, some little kid out. He
Oh
still lives
yeah,
with his
that
fa-
stupid shit from
still
last
lives with
week.
his-
Yeah.
Yeah, still lives with his fucking parents and stuff like that. I mean, he's a kid going to high school, and since he wasn't he wanted to play Call of Duty and Overwatch. They kicked him out because he wasn't playing enough PlayStation exclusives.
What?
Yes,
Yep.
and
Really?
then and then
That was a
Oh,
thing. That was
Hey,
He's
gets
the
it-
kid. He's the kid.
it gets even worse.
Oh no.
Is that I started like going, okay, I was like, so I started questioning this PlayStation Legion guys. I was like, so how are you calling him this type of fraud or whatever? I mean, at least he's gaming. I mean, but your leader can't even beat the PlayStation exclusives on anything other than easy.
You know, the fact that they even have a leader is ridiculous. you know?
Yeah.
We have a leader. You're a group of people on the internet, and you declare you have a leader. Oh, God damn
And
it.
so
Unless it's in
JTech
video games, that's just ridiculous.
Yeah, JTech came over to me he took a picture of my stream that I did that had like over 400 PSN games or whatever, or PS4 games, and he looked up my PSN ID, and my PSN ID shows that I have like 265 games or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But that's how many I had installed. That's if you know PSN, it shows like how many games you have installed onto your system.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was like going, dude, do you even know how fucking PSN works? I was like, I can't load all 430 some games on my damn system. I don't have a big enough hard drives. So I mean, and I was like, but then let's go back to. I said, let's go back to you. I was like, here we go. You know, your last of us. I said, you beat the damn thing on easy. You can't even play it on normal. Like, so how are you considering yourself some sort of gamer? And you're this king whatever gamer that you are. I was like, when you
NoobTube Gamer, right? Is the one?
No, this is
JTech. Well,
JTech.
if I remember, NoobTube Gamer also beat The Last of Us on easy, didn't he?
I'm not sure about NoobTube. I know that NoobTube is one that he talked about all this crap about how great the exclusives were on console.
He's out of
in
the
his
chat.
videos.
He's not in here anymore.
Yeah.
I kind of wanted him back here because that was the first time I ever actually had a chance to say anything to him.
Well, when his thing, I kind of exposed him on that debate that we had because he was always talking about how great the exclusives were on consoles.
Mm-hmm.
But if you go to his IDs, he only plays like multiplats. So I'm like going. He basically a casual. I think he's played like 10 games on Xbox One and like maybe 25 games on PS4, but they're all multiplats.
I think I think people who use exclusives as a bragging right, it's just a little ridiculous, especially if they're using numbers. I mean, you can have numbers of exclusives, but when the next generation comes along, will that matter? Because I'll be honest with you, I mostly play multiplats on the PC more than exclusives on the PC, because that's just my preferred platform to play them on. But I just think I know why exclusives exist. We all know why they exist, but using them as a argument or as a bragging right, I guess, is just a little ridiculous.
I think in a
not
sense,
a little ridiculous. It's really ridiculous.
I mean, I don't think it's so bad if you are actually playing them. Like if you're if you're bragging about like how great The Last of Us is or something like that.
Yeah, at least play them.
At least have played it.
Yeah.
But then then you can actually say, okay, well, what do you have that's better than like The Last of Us or Uncharted or whatever? Where I think that you could get into a discussion like that.
Mm-hmm.
But the people that have these list wars, it just,
the list wars. Yeah,
I've never understood that because like if you go look at their profile, they don't play half the games that's on that list. I'm like, so why are you like bragging about all these great games on this list if you're never going to play them? It makes no sense.
Yeah, because I usually get into confrontation with some console gamers like that they tell me well, you can't play, Last of Us on PC. You can't play this on PC. And then I always counteract them by saying, well, you can't play this on PC. I don't play them, but I'm just saying that you can't play these on consoles.
Yeah.
Because one of them like comes onto my Steam profile and actually leaves a comment. He's like, so I see you don't play all those PC exclusives you talk about. I'm like, I never said I play them. I just said that if you're arguing exclusives, there are exclusives on the PC too. I'm not using them. I'm not telling you that I play them. Because I have a friend who's like, well, you don't have Last of Us on PC. I'm like, have you played The Last of Us? He's like, well, no, it's not really my type of game. I'm like, then why are you bragging about it? Never mind.
It doesn't make sense to me. A
game is only as good as you make it out to be as long as you've played it.
Yeah, you can't. I mean, it can't be. To me, it can't be a great game unless you've actually played it.
Exactly. So right now, actually, I told Brem. No, go ahead. Finish what you were gonna say. Go ahead.
This guy today, these two guys, an Xbox guy and a PlayStation guy. Like I sometimes chime in on these stupid conversations for some reason. I think I love to get involved in this stupid shit.
Mm-hmm.
But they were saying some stupid shit back and forth, so I made mention, and then I ended up just dropping out, like not talking. But I was still in the mentions because they weren't removing me, but they were going back and forth. and they're bragging about well, Sony has the Sony guy was like, well, like Xbox first party can't even get a 90 plus Metascore. I'm like, what the fuck does this Metascore have to do with anything? Like, it almost goes back to like the Xbox guys, like because back in the beginning of the generation, Xbox was releasing more quote unquote AAA. If you I hate this classification system that the gamers have done with AAA.
I hate it too. AAA means nothing to me anymore.
No, it doesn't. I mean, it used to mean like the 3 A's meant something.
But nowadays we've seen what crowdfunding can do. You know, to get games like Star Citizen and things like that. And I'm like, yeah, AAA really doesn't mean much anymore. Back then it probably did, but not anymore. I mean,
right now they boiled it down to like AAA is basically just how big of a budget you have. And I'm like, well, then how do you know how big of a budget they have? And where's the magic number that's cut off from AA to AAA?
I've never used that.
I mean, there's
that's a good one though. I like that one.
They can't give me a certain number, and I was like, to me, games are just games. I mean, I don't care if a person spent like how much money does a company have to spend on a game for you to consider it a good game?
Right.
That's just a sad thing to place on a developer. It's like saying, okay, well, if you don't spend $4 million on this game, then I'm not even going to play it.
Okay.
To me, that just sounds so foolish because there's so many games that didn't cost billions and millions of dollars to make.
Well, I was gonna say, I made this mistake once. Using this argument came back to bite me once. The argument that we have this and that on PC, right? Because here's an example. I was having a debate with a more, I guess, sophisticated console gamer, and he was pretty good. And he brought it up. He's like, "Well, do you have this on PC?" I was like, "No, but we have this on PC." And he's like, "Is that any good?" I'm like, "I don't know. I haven't played it." And he's like, "Then why are you bringing it up as an argument?" I'm like, "Well, because we have it." And then so I went onto Steam, and I won't say what specific game it was. Well, I'll just say it. We have DayZ. That's what I said. And I was like, well, we have DayZ, and then I got DayZ, gave it a try, hated it. And I was like, wow. So, I mean, it's kind of stupid to use these as bragging rights because then people are like, do you have the order? And I look back at that argument that I used. I'm like, it's just a stupid argument, when if people are arguing quantity, then I guess you have an argument there, well, we have more exclusives here or we have more exclusives there. But when it comes to arguing the better exclusives, a huge chunk of people haven't even played those exclusives, because I have a bunch of friends that game on PlayStation 4, right? And like, well, the PS4 is better than the Xbox One because there's Uncharted. And then when I go to their place, all they ever buy is Call of Duty annually. They don't have The Last of Us at all. So I'm like, why are you making this argument? Why?
It's just some sort of bragging rights. I don't understand like why you're bragging for a company. That's why I had a pet peeve with Rich over Review Tech USA because I tweeted out something that he tweeted, a video of his I tweeted, and then Rags retweeted, got like a lot of likes, but it was a video where Rich pretty much says, "Don't do it, Sony." That's where he starts because there was rumors of Bloodborne going to PC, and then Rich was like, "Don't do it, Sony. You keep Bloodborne exclusive on PS4." And the whole base of his argument was like he was arguing for Sony and not the consumer, and that is a no. That when you start arguing for when you start. Yeah, I guess that's the word. When you start arguing, or when you start fighting for a company over the consumer, then you've lost me. That's where I get lost. Because I mean, if people are for the company, if people are for Sony, but not the gamer, I have a problem with you. I have a problem with people like that. I really do. Well, see now, but now as far as like me though, like when it comes to exclusives, I don't see a problem with first-party exclusives at all.
Okay. Right.
I think that if Sony took the time and the money to invest in these studios and create these games, then it's their intellectual property. They should be able to do whatever they want to with it.
Okay.
Now the problem I think that like Nier, Neo, I don't see any reason why those can't be on
Neo's just
multiple platforms.
Yeah. On my brother's PS4, I gave Neo a try, and
I love Neo.
it's not bad, but for me, it's kind of like the poor man's version of Dark Souls.
I think it's so much better than Dark Souls.
It's
actually fluid.
I guess. I mean, if fluidity is what you're looking for, then I guess why I can see why people like it. But for me, I've always liked the more like heavy feel of Dark Souls because it makes you strategize more about how you're going to exhaust your stamina, about how you're going to make your next move, or how you're going to expend your next bits of magic. It's just I guess different strokes for different folks.
Yeah.
That's all I can really say. That's all I can really say, honestly. It's not a bad game at all. It's not.
I just don't like the like.
I'm just
especially
Dark
like
Souls. I'm a Dark Souls veteran.
But Dark Souls on consoles is just 30 frames per second.
Yeah, I've always wondered why they
35.
just. Yeah, I wonder why they just didn't port Dark Souls 1 over to console and have it at 60 FPS. I mean, Skyrim on PS4 and Xbox One doesn't even run at 60 FPS.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. It's a joke, Bethesda. You're a joke, Bethesda. I'm not blaming the consoles for that one. I'm blaming Bethesda for that one because there's no way in hell. There's no reason in hell why Skyrim shouldn't be running at 60 FPS on the consoles. Those consoles can definitely run Skyrim at 60 FPS. That's more of a Bethesda's fault.
Well,
Rambo,
Bethesda's like one of the laziest fucking developers. That I don't even understand how they even got the praise that they've got.
Well, they were once one of my favorite. I'm not gonna lie. With their work that they did in Morrowind, Oblivion, and Fallout, I loved those games. Loved them. Skyrim and Fallout 4 is really where I've seen that turning point. Honestly, it's really where I've seen that turning point.
They're like the only dev that can get away with making the players make the rest of the game for them.
Exactly. And they've actually
Yeah.
said that. They've actually said that, and like people give them a pass, but then another company comes out and makes a game that is buggy or whatever, and they're like, they get crucified.
Well, I don't know. I mean, well, it's funny though. I mean, because The Witcher 3 also kind of got away with that too, though. You know?
Yeah, but The Witcher 3 was an indie dev.
I don't know. I really honestly think CD Projekt Red is AAA at this point. No.
No, they're indie.
Because, I mean, the funding they got for the funding they got for The Witcher 3 was not a small funding.
It wasn't a small funding, but it was all raised on their own.
Yeah, but the amount of the funding was never in question. It was the how they got it. It was the idea that they did it themselves. That's what makes them indie.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Yeah.
I mean, they didn't have a large corporation backing them. Bethesda's backing. Well, I mean, obviously making and backing themselves, and they're a multi-million-dollar corporation, and they can't even make a game run right.
Hmm.
And look. I mean, I know Ubisoft gets hate for other reasons, but look what happened when Unity launched. Assassin's Creed, for the most part, has been pretty stable, pretty good. Then Unity launched and had all those bugs, and I mean, I never experienced it. I played it day one on PS4, but I never experienced a single one of those bugs that was happening.
Mm-hmm.
But other people were. But they got so much shit and so much hate, and like people didn't even want to pick up Syndicate because of what happened with Unity. Bethesda comes out with a fucking remaster of fucking Skyrim, and everybody's like, "Oh my god, I gotta have it!" Even though the fucking beginning one ran like shit, and this one even runs like shit. I'm like, well, how does that make sense that Bethesda gets this pass and Ubisoft gets shit on for one terrible Assassin's Creed? It makes no sense.
Well, it makes me think because I don't really think they even necessarily get a pass because there's a whole lot of people that have a lot of negative things, a lot of negative things to say on Bethesda's performance in games. So I wouldn't really say they get a pass. Are you talking about like the review scores, like
yes.
that kind of stuff? Okay.
Skyrim gets these praise reviews.
Mm-hmm.
But if you played the game, I mean, How can you give that a praise review and then turn around and give like another game that has a bunch of bugs? All these negative hits.
Yeah, well, it really depends though, like on who's reviewing back, because some reviewers don't get bugs at all. The only Bethesda game I ever got massive bugs in, like game crashing bugs, was actually Fallout 4. The game, every hour or so, the game would just randomly close out, and I would lose so much progress, which really changed my perspective on that game. Because certain reviewers just don't get those bugs. I mean, most reviewers that review Bethesda games are usually reviewing them on high-powered PCs, which is why they don't experience a whole lot of those things sometimes. But it's funny. Even Angry Joe, though, he reviewed Skyrim on the 360, and he even just dismissed the bugs.
Mm-hmm.
I guess dismissing bugs for a game, bugs should really reflect on the review. The performance should really reflect on reviews. I agree.
Yeah, because look at, he crucified, the Battlefield. Was it Frontlines? What the hell it's called?
Did he really?
Hardline. Yeah, he crucified that game.
Oh, wow!
And that game had a lot of obvious issues, right? But I still had fun with it. It was an okay game. I didn't hate on it. But his Skyrim review was like this fucking shining example of greatness, and I'm just like, how the fuck did Skyrim get past this, but fucking Battlefield can't? Like, yo.
Mm-hmm. It's a fair point.
I just think if you're gonna be the one that points out bugs, you need to be able. You can't pass up Skyrim and Fallout and all that shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. I kind of put that into question too, because but I think he's finally kind of like not been so lenient on it, because he did rate Fallout 4 lower than Skyrim, but I really don't. I question Joe's review sometimes. I don't know. Like sometimes I'm like, yeah, Joe, I agree with that review. Or sometimes I'm like, Joe, why did you ignore this and that? I don't know. That's why I'm not a reviewer.
Yeah. But
so
go ahead.
Oh no, go ahead. Oh, okay. I was saying. So Rambo, I told Brem, I think like 2 days ago, that I was using the Cemu emulator, and I played some Breath of the Wild at a pretty playable frame rate, stable-ish enough.
Yeah.
Most of it pretty much functions well. So I finally have some opinions on that game. Have any of you here had a chance to play it? Any of you?
No, I won't.
None?
No.
Shaner, geekish. Woo!
My wife has. I mean, I've watched my wife play it. It bored the hell out of me.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm saying because
the weapon really bothered me. The weapon density. They called it the weapon durability, but I think it's just the weapon.
It's just weapon degradation. Is just too
pretty much
sudden. It's too sudden. My opinions on the game from finally getting to play, because people are telling me you can't have an opinion on Breath of the Wild until you play it, and I didn't want to have an opinion or play it because I knew if I told everybody that I'm emulating it, they would crucify me. But I was like, you know what, I'm going to emulate it. I don't care. So I started playing it this week. I have maybe about 20 hours in just pretty much the Great Plateau area. This isn't counting story, but about 8 hours in, the game reaches that repetitive formula that you see in a lot of Ubisoft games, where you got to climb somewhere to scour the area, and then go to shrines and complete these pretty lackluster puzzles that are based on physics, in order to not progress, but to achieve things, so that you can level up your heart containers or your stamina bar. And then you do things like hunting and cooking. And don't get me wrong, for like 10 hours, it's fun. And what I like that Nintendo did here is, instead of making the game all about the story, like in previous Zelda games, they took the open world and they made that the game, which I enjoy about it. But people who don't say it's repetitive are straight up kind of just being dishonest, or maybe they don't find it repetitive. But there's a lot of similarities in the and the Ubisoft formula with that game, and I can't believe people just dismiss that about it. It's definitely
Nintendo.
not bad. It's not bad in any imagination, but I do. But now that I've played it, I can see why Jim gave it a 7 out of 10, and I can see why people are giving it 9 out of 10s. I can see both sides, but I don't see a 10 out of 10 here at all.
I don't.
Careful.
Huh?
Careful, Metro's watching. Don't talk bad about
I don't
it.
see anybody that is any game that's actually a 10 out of 10.
Yeah, that's.
I think that I mean
don't view it that way. I've never played a 10 out of 10. I don't know what a 10 out of 10 is.
no. To me that a 10 out of 10. Like if you say a 10 out of 10, that means perfect.
People use this argument that 5 out of 5 or 10 out of 10 doesn't mean perfect. But what are the number 5, and what is the number 10? They're perfect numbers. What they represent, they're perfect numbers. So when you're saying, this out of this, to me, that seems like they're signaling perfect. And I know people have problems with like decimal reviews, where they use 9.8 or 9.5. I think
I would prefer
those
that.
are better. Those
Yeah,
are
me too,
better.
because it gives you like it's close enough to a 10, but we can't call it a 10.
There we go. Yeah.
I like that. I like that better than than a 10 out of 10.
Yeah, but Geekish, I can't hear you very well. You got to turn up your mic.
No, I'm on push to talk.
Push to talk.
He he just got done masturbating for the night.
Oh, that explains why his turtle's all slimy.
Yeah, no, I kind of fell asleep. I was listening to T Reaper's show with Rambo and Jay, which is a great show, by the way.
Oh,
but
thanks.
Jay kind of put me to sleep. So sorry.
Are we talking about J Tech or
No, Jay
someone-
Jay
Centuries,
Centuries,
yeah.
the guy that fucks Smurfs, that Jay.
Wait, what?
Fuck Smurf.
No,
Clarify?
it's-
Could you clarify?
No, there's nothing to clarify. He's just Jay Centuries. He's just.
AKA Gay Centuries, AKA Baby Gay.
Right. Okay. So, Geek, I didn't. I accidentally asked Rambo this, but I was actually going to ask you this. Where you live, the big water tank, does it have water or does it have Mountain Dew?
Fucking Mountain Dew.
Okay, I had a feeling. You guys' water tanks are just filled with Mountain Dew.
That's
I
how
want to live there.
I want to live there too.
I love Mountain Dew.
Oh God. Well, I mean, since I live in Oregon, all we drink is coffee. So, yeah.
Fucking hipsters.
Right now, I'm doing.
Well, I love coffee. I love coffee too, so I mean, I'm good with that too.
I didn't know Hicks like coffee.
Look, I can't like even start my day without coffee.
No, I thought
In fact-
Hicks. All they did was boil Mountain Dew. I thought all Hicks do is boil Mountain Dew. They get Mountain Dew. They put it in the coffee maker, and they just boil it. And leave it on.
That sounds fucking unhealthy, dude.
Sounds kind of gross too.
Warm Mountain Dew. It's funny. Mountain Dew is the only soda in the world that I will drink warm.
I can't drink any of them warm.
Like
I'm gonna
Pepsi
be
warm.
AFK a minute.
Okay, so I drink Pepsi warm, or I drink Dr Pepper warm, or Coca-Cola warm. If there's no other choice, I will drink it that way. Well, I mean, I won't drink it that way. I won't drink them that way. But when it comes to Mountain Dew, I'm like, yeah, cold or warm, that's fine with me. Like, I just don't mind. I can't explain it. And Mountain Dew still tastes good after it loses its carbonation, which is weird too.
See, for
No
me,
pop
that's
tastes
like
good after
No, I
carbonation.
can't. Yeah, well, if it loses carbonation, it's in the trash. I can't drink it.
See, for me,
Okay.
that's like I'll drink a fucking like A&W warm, or like
I
uh,
don't even know how any of y'all drink any of the pop warm, man. That's just gross.
You're like, it's just Mountain Dew all the way. Woo!
see, when you don't want to get up and go to the fucking fridge, you just drink whatever's
That's what
there.
I'm
No.
saying.
too.
Go get. Jamie calls it pop or Gamer Dragon is how you.
I call it pop.
I call it fucking soda.
Pop,
Yeah,
pop.
no, what's weird? People here in Oregon still call it pop.
It is pop.
Well,
Yeah,
I
it's
mean,
pop.
In
I think just-
California, they call it soda.
Yeah,
Well,
I think
I
it's
mean-
just gay people that call it soda.
Wrong.
I mean, it is pop, but like,
It is pop.
but it's like,
No,
it
it's
just
pop.
sounds
It's-
weird. It just sounds weird.
It's just pop.
So I just call everything fucking soda.
No, it's pop, man.
Also,
In fact, I went to California and I asked the people at like 7-Eleven. I was like, because I couldn't figure out whether like the first I had to find a 7-Eleven because that's the only coffee I'll drink from a convenience store.
Okay.
But then I couldn't find their pop machine, like because I wanted some ice, to cool down some of the coffee, so that way I wasn't like waiting forever for it to cool down so I could drink it. And I asked the lady, I was like, "Where's your pop machine at?" She's like, "What?" I said, "Your pop machine. Where's it at?" She's like, "What are you talking about?" And I was like, "Your pop machine. Like, where the fuck is it at?" And like, she would not. And my brother-in-law was like, "He's talking about soda." She's like, "Oh, it's over there." I'm like, "What the fuck are you talking about?" I was like, what comes after soda is soda pop. Like, figure it out. You can figure this out. I mean, you should be smart enough.
But like a lot of people these days, they don't know.
No. You should be smart enough. You should be able to figure that one out.
Dude, my cousin called that shit soda water.
Speaking of pops, I think Rambo and Gang, of course you guys are old enough to remember, because I'm also a child of the 90s, but is it just me, or were Pop Rocks much stronger back then? Or is that just...
Oh, yeah. No, it was. They were.
They were strong enough to hurt your throat. Now
Like,
when I
yeah.
put them in my mouth, I don't even know if they're popping. I don't know.
Yeah, like back in the day, they fucking like felt like they were gonna split your throat apart.
Dude, yeah, they hurt.
Well,
They
you see,
hurt.
Not our safety regulations.
Everything's gonna be safe.
I
They
know.
felt like a sandstorm in your mouth. That's
Yeah.
how they
Beautiful.
were
Fucking
awesome.
beautiful. And then putting fucking like soda with that shit.
Oh yeah, I remember. Yeah, God, 90s candy was the best because
But
it was bigger.
I wanted to pop in here mainly because I really should be asleep. I have to get up at like 9 in the morning. But I was gonna
9
add,
in the
like,
morning.
yeah,
That's early.
That's early for me because I'm a heavy sleeper. But I was gonna say earlier, yeah, I've never played a 10 out of 10 fucking game. Like not even Zelda. Like on my Discord when I'm in Opera, like my web browser.
Mhm.
The joke for that little renaming for it is Breath of the Wild 8.5 because I can't see it being a 10. There's no game being a 10 for me, and I really hate the number system. There's just trash. It's okay. It's good and excellent for me.
Okay, yeah. I as well. I'm glad that I'm not the only one that thinks that way. I'm pretty sure there's a lot of people that.
There's a
don't think that.
lot of people that hate.
Yeah, there's
the
a lot
number
of people that
system.
put. It's just
Yeah.
the people. I can't stand the people that put so much time and effort into what the value of that number system. Like for some reason, like that determines what the game is.
Well, you see, the people that put a lot of time into the number system, right? They're the people that got paid off or were told, "Yo, you don't keep this unless you talk so much shit and you give."
Oh
it a
no,
good
no,
fucking
no!
up."
I'm talking about just like regular gamers. Like they somehow classify themselves as having the better games, or this game is better than that game because of the Metascore. And I'm like, what does that have
I don't
to?
even fucking use Metacritic.
I have honestly even before I started this collection, I have never once listened to a review, seen a review, looked at a review before I ever bought anything or gone to see a movie or anything like that. I don't give a shit. I do not give a shit what another person's opinion is.
Okay, you know one thing that makes that very interesting, right? Is there are a lot of people that make their buying decisions based off of review scores because some people that's all they can afford is a game a month, right? So that's understandable. But there are people who can afford several games a month, and it's usually those people that don't look at reviews. But what also interests me, or I mean, just piques my interest, is that review scores usually they do influence a person's mentality when they're playing the game. I have noticed this, because when I see 10 out of 10s, or when I see 6 out of 10s or 4 out of 10s, and I'm playing a game, and usually I'm playing it, and I'll be like, yeah, this is definitely a 4 out of 10, or I'll be like, yeah, this is definitely a 9 out of 10. But when sometimes I play a game without looking at a review score, and then I look back at the review score, I'm like, really? Why is it that? You know,
Yeah.
I really think that the review scores, when we go into a game knowing the review score, we tell ourselves that that's what we're going to be looking for.
See, I can't look at review scores, and even if someone were to tell me that, like, for example, since everyone in the servers know, I love Metroid. So if someone were to tell me a Metroid was a 2 out of fucking 10, which the only game that should have that score would be fucking Other M. But if someone were to tell me, like, for instance, Prime 1 was that, I would tell them, because I never
Other
knew the
M-
score back then.
Other
would
M
tell
wasn't
them-
that bad. Other M wasn't that bad.
Okay, mechanically, with all the game shit, no. But story script-wise, yeah.
Yeah, I can argue that. Yeah.
Metroid, the entire series is like a 10 out of 10, and that's because you can put them all together and score 10. Like you got like 5 2s in that series. So
Okay,
But-
Metroid. I don't care what people say. The best Metroid game ever made.
Was the one that wasn't made.
No, was Metroid. The best Metroid game ever made was Metroid Fusion.
I'd have to say fucking like Zero Mission, and then even maybe Prime 1.
But isn't
But-
Zero Mission? Zero Mission's a remake of Super Metroid.
it's a remake. No, it's a remake of the very first, because the very first was
Oh.
like so old that
Okay.
newer gamers wouldn't have understood what the fuck was going on.
Okay. Wait. So who's the one in here hating on Metroid? Who was it?
Shane.
and Rambo.
Shane?
Yeah.
Don't single me out.
Just
Why do you hate Metroid? Why do you hate Metroid?
I don't hate Metroid. Just
Is it
because
because it's a woman that doesn't care the
Well, no,
American
I use that. I was.
No, just because that's a Japanese IP. Them Japs.
I
No.
never have cared for Metroid. I just don't understand I don't understand the lure behind it, or the people that draw that, just something that draws people into that. It just
Mm.
it looks
It's a
generic.
futuristic Shovel Knight, Rambo. Is what
Yeah,
it is.
that's what
Well, no,
basically
yeah,
all it
well,
is.
well, no,
You
yeah,
mean Shovel Knight? You mean Shovel Knight is a medieval Metroid?
Yeah,
No,
you gotta say,
no,
yeah, Metroid
no.
came first, so you'd have to say it
Yep.
that way.
Yeah,
No.
you have to say it that way.
No, I really think that people were thinking of the Shovel Knight long before Metroid was ever created. That Metroid just got it first. I think
Yeah.
so.
No,
What
I will
actually
say that-
came
I will
first, the
say-
chicken
I will
or the egg?
say-
Let's not get on technicalities here. I mean,
Yeah.
like usually, if you're not into games with a lot of like backtracking, then Metroid isn't for you. That's what
Yeah,
I'll
because
say.
if you can't play Castlevania, then you can't really play Metroid, because they're kind of the same.
Yeah.
I never said I couldn't
but, like-
play it. I just find it boring.
Well, no,
There's no
that's
fucking story.
understandable.
I mean,
What is
to
the- I mean-
you,
I mean-
well, to-
I mean-
to-
Well, actually,
the Metro,
actually,
so Metro is. I mean, Metro makes up his own fucking story as he goes along with these Nintendo games, because Nintendo characters don't fucking talk.
actually, there is a story, and like,
Well, Metroid's storytelling is done
Hey,
through the
listen.
environment.
Yeah, because I mean, like you see a flower and you're going, well, he went over there and smelled the flower, and it smelled like rain, and like no, it doesn't tell the story. It just
Well, I
like you
think-
just see
well,
the fucking
okay.
environment. It's just something to
Okay,
shoot.
I will say this:
well,
all video games have a story, but not all video games have a narrative.
you can't judge a video game. They
Okay, well,
didn't
it
talk.
needs a narrative to make it.
They
Okay.
didn't talk, so therefore there was no narrative.
Well,
like, okay, for
It's
example,
not just
Hello,
they
Nick-
didn't talk.
Hello-
Like it's not just they
For-
didn't talk.
for
It's like every
example-
fucking Nintendo IP didn't talk.
okay, okay, let's go
Like
away from
Nintendo,
let's-
Nintendo was like the silent movie partner of the gaming industry.
Hold on, Rambo.
Well, let's go away from Nintendo for a second, and let's like be completely serious. Hello,
I'm
neighbor.
being completely serious.
Rambo,
like,
wait,
like,
Rambo,
for a
Rambo.
second. Hold on.
Okay, go ahead,
Look
no,
at
go
hello.
ahead.
Look at Hello Neighbor, right? Not
Hello,
one damn
Neighbor.
word. Yeah,
What's
when you
that?
move in and your neighbor,
I don't know
it's
what
like
the
this
fuck you're
indie
talking
game
about.
where like you have to go into like your neighbor's house, but like it's weird. Like I've only seen Markiplier play it, but like the community has already pieced together that your neighbor is working with the devil and all this shit. Like, and they don't talk at all. So it's kind of the same concept with Metroid. It's like
Yeah.
everything's been told to you through cinematic.
I honestly think
and-
those people that like make up the story in their head like may have something wrong with them.
They also
Rambo.
believe in conspiracy theories like hardcore. That's
Yeah,
what it is.
And we also we also have like is a guidebook.
The characters don't talk in those games.
No, I'm talking
No, I
about
know.
Rambo. I'm talking about Rambo.
Oh.
That's a fucking lie.
Crash
Because those
Bandicoot
games,
doesn't have a
those games do
story.
have, yeah, they do have stories. They don't have narratives, but they have
Okay,
stories.
narratives are what's important. Stories. I mean,
Not-
stories are something you
no,
create in your damn
no,
head.
No, not all the
You cannot
time.
say anything from From Software does not have a story.
narr- if
I don't know what it is because the motherfucker ain't talking to me.
Okay, what you're thinking of, Rambo? What you're thinking of is a narrative.
Yes, that's what I need.
Okay, okay.
Strong
but
narrative game.
Crash
Strong narrative
Bandicoot
focused
and
game.
Crash Bandicoot and Bloodborne and Little Big Planet.
Yes, but
things
I play.
like that, they don't have
I play.
narratives.
Well, like Crash Bandicoot, like platformers. I played them for the platforming.
That's why
I don't
people play Metroid.
But Metroid is just like it's the game.
Metroid is an action platformer with backtracking. That's what it is.
And actually, if we want to like talk about Metroid even further, there is story. If you play Metroid
Oh
Prime,
god, here we go. Here we go with
if you play the Metroid
the guy
Prime
that
trilogy,
the guy that makes up stories for Mario and everything else.
if you play Metroid
Just-
Prime trilogy,
Narrative. Damn it, story works just fine. Okay, you know what I mean.
No,
no. Hold on. If you play the trilogy, if you actually play the trilogy, like, you have a scanner. Each scanner item that you scan tells the story of the world and what's going
That sounds
on.
so painful.
Yeah.
You don't- it's optional, but
That sounds like that Quantum Break where you had to, I mean that basically everybody said that you had a story, but you had to go look at actually look at like every damn piece of paper in the world and read everything on the damn paper to tell the full story. And I'm like, I ain't got time for that bullshit.
Well,
Okay.
I mean,
Rambo,
it's kind of like
I don't read.
playing. It's
Okay,
kind of
well-
like playing any other game that had voice acting, but for people that want to read it.
But see, I don't read though.
I agree with Rambo because the only thing you know for certain about Mario is that he has to save the princess. You fill in the blanks for the rest of the story.
But that's just the
Not
context. That's-
exactly.
it's
For
not
Mario. The story's on the manual that they give you.
Who reads
Well,
the
guys, you
manual?
gotta
Who
remember
reads a manual?
Guys, okay, you gotta remember most Nintendo IPs come from a time where the stories were on the box of the game.
Yes, but they're not anymore. But they still are the same way. So
Okay,
explain that to
so
me.
this is what I was just gonna say. A narrative is not necessary for a game to be good, but if a narrative is what draws you into a game, then that's fine. But
No,
you
that's completely fine.
can't say Metroid needs a narrative to be good. Because it doesn't, because the games have been great without them and they still don't.
I think
Game
fact-
play.
In fact, I think that's the very reason why Other M flopped.
But it's based on the game though. I mean, look at games like Journey, for instance. That's a beautiful game, right? Like, I
Yeah, there's
played
not
that.
one.
There's not one part
word.
of that actually tells anything that goes on. So
That has a story to tell. Every video game has a story to tell, but they're not all presented in a narrative
right.
way.
That's what I'm.
Well, okay, even though I cannot for the life of me play Mario, play Metroid, play pretty much almost
Sounds like
any Nintendo game,
Was I echoing?
and come away and feel like I've been told a story.
Well, no, that's completely fine. That's just you don't
Like, to
That's
me,
just you. That's nothing
so-
wrong with that. There's nothing
Yeah,
wrong
no.
with that.
But I mean, I look at it and I'm like, okay, well, I saved the princess maybe, but I mean, other than that, I just jumped over bricks.
I mean, don't get me wrong. Nintendo's got weird ways of telling the story, and then
Yeah, they
you're
do.
telling a new story. It's weird, but when you sit back and think about it, you start to piece it together.
How can a sidekick of like Luigi have more to say than a main protagonist in
Dude,
Link?
Luigi's got more shit. Luigi's got more
man.
shit fucking
Like,
wrong.
you ever
with him
wonder
than
about that?
anybody
Like,
else.
how the fuck can they
Yeah.
hook up Luigi with a voice and
Yep.
have him have more to say than Mario than
It's funny
fucking
because-
Link? Like, Link doesn't
You know-
even have a fucking voice. How many generations are we in?
He's just like, yeah.
Yeah, it's funny because I've
That
been
gnat that follows
scripting-
him does.
Yeah, I'm scripting and working on a video called Narrative versus Story because I've been interested in this subject for a long time because a lot of people, they usually come to me, they don't come to me. I mean, when I ask them, oh, do you like this game? They're like, no, because it doesn't have a story. And I'm like, do you like Dark Souls? Like, no, Dark Souls doesn't have a story. And I'm like, sitting back, I'm like, Dark Souls doesn't have a story, And then, I asked them.
I don't understand what Dark Souls' story is. I just know that it's a hard fucking game and it's just to challenge you. That's the only that's the only reason I play it.
Right. Okay. So, because then I asked the person, well, what's Pac-Man's story? And they're like, well, Pac-Man doesn't have a story. I'm like, okay, what do you do in Pac-Man? And they're like, you eat white dots and you try and avoid these ghosts. And when you eat big
Racist.
dots,
Racist.
when you eat the big dots, they run away
Black
from
dots,
you.
too.
I'm like, there's your story. That's the story. Because pretty much every game has a story to tell. I don't know about Pong though. That's a hard one.
Okay, but why is Pac-Man eating the white
Pong
dots?
is
As
just
you
a
say,
sports
your words,
game.
not mine, because I'm
Okay.
not racist.
So
no,
that-
Pong
right.
is just a euphemism as why the chicken crossed the road and then back again. That's all that is.
So it's like that's the thing. A lot of people assume that there's a purpose to what they're doing in a game, but sometimes the best games I've ever played are the ones that don't have a purpose to the story. Some of the best games I ever played
Nah.
are games where you know what you're doing in the game, but it doesn't lead to anything bigger than that, and that's what the game is built around. That's why it's good, like Devil Daggers. I was just playing Devil Daggers, and I'm like, okay, and now I just have to kill these big giant demon things. It doesn't lead me to anything, but it's fun as hell.
Or
know?
fucking Dig Dug or Pole Position.
Dig Dug was the shit.
Dig
But see,
Dug
like
was-
to me, that becomes more about gameplay than rather than about
So
the narrative or the story.
Well, in terms of if narrative is more important to you than gameplay, then that's your.
I
No,
mean,
no,
yeah,
no, no,
that's
no. I'm not. No, I'm
everything,
not
yeah.
saying. No, I'm not saying that narrative is more important than gameplay. But I say like with those games, like say Dark Souls, become more about the gameplay to me than narrative because or story or whatever. To me, it's a story, but because like me walking through that world in Dark Souls or me walking through the world in Bloodborne doesn't tell me shit. Like it
And-
just
and
tells
you
me like
see-
there's another bad guy coming up. That's
And
so
you
I
see,
mean,
Dark Souls is one of those perfect examples of like why Metroid and Mario and all these silent protagonists, they don't say shit. And when you do get dialogue, it's few and far in between. Like Dark Souls is one of those perfect fucking examples of why people love those kinds of games.
yeah, I wouldn't. I would never compare like the Dark Souls like silent thing to like Mario.
Well, you know,
Well,
I always tell people Sonic went bad because they gave Sonic a narrative. I tell people that's why Sonic went bad, because some games benefit or don't benefit from it,
And when you ask someone what's their favorite Sonic game, it's always the Advanced series for the Game Boy.
or the
Mine was
classics.
no, mine was
Or
like
the
the very
classics,
Sonic.
yeah.
Sonic 1 and Sonic 2 were the best.
Oh,
I
yeah,
think
or-
Sonic 3 with the Sonic and Knuckles cart attached to it. Oh, greatest game ever.
Dude, I had that shit on the
Sonic
Mega
2 was
Drive.
actually my favorite.
Sonic 2 is great too. Yeah.
But I mean, like that's a platformer though. To me, like the platformers don't have stories or narratives. They just, you just simply what
Ori and the
is it
Blind
telling
Forest.
you?
Or in the Blind Forest.
What is it? Okay, what is Sonic
Okay.
telling? Please tell me what playing Sonic 2.
Okay.
What story is it like?
Okay. So, all right, that you're bringing up a good question here, but
Like,
you also have to also think to yourself, if you're playing a game expecting it to tell you something all the time, then you will be disappointed because not all games have a
Constant
in-depth
narrative.
okay,
a
but-
constant narrative. Yeah, I mean,
Right,
when I
but-
played The Last of Us, right? Pretty much everything on The Last of Us is solely based on the narrative, and if that narrative fell flat, that game would probably just be mediocre because the gameplay itself is okay, you know.
Yeah.
Same with in my opinion, Red Dead Redemption. That game was solely, reliant on narrative, and that's what my expectations were set on. If the narrative fell flat, then the game would have been mediocre to me. But
I
when
mean,
it comes to Nintendo IPs or Nintendo games, and I'm not a big fan of Nintendo company, but I do like a lot of their IPs. But when it comes to Nintendo, and I'm playing a Mario game, I'm not being sold on the premise that there's going to be a strong narrative. I'm not sold that there's going to be a strong story to that. I'm sold on the platforming.
yes.
And if you're
That's
not
the gameplay.
if you're not playing Mario for the platforming, then you're playing Mario for the wrong reason.
Well, I agree. No, that's what I'm saying. I agree. I can play it as a platformer.
Mm-hmm.
But you just told me that Mario has a story.
Well, no,
It does.
It
It
does.
does.
What story does it have?
The
To
story
save-
is
To save the princess. That's it.
the-
Save
yeah,
the princess,
yeah.
protect the
So
mushroom.
why?
That's all it needs, though.
Yeah, that's all
all
it
Mario
needs.
needs.
I just say that Mario doesn't really even have a story. It just has it's just a platformer.
No,
No,
well,
it has a story. It doesn't have a
Like-
narrative. Is
like
what we mean.
every adventure he's got. Like for example, fucking.
It's the
Dream
same adventure
Team,
almost every damn time.
Dream
Yeah,
Team
it
and
is.
Superstars, like those actually have story to them. Like though, that's where
That's
they
true.
actually.
Yeah, there are Mario games with stories like Super Mario RPG and Paper Mario.
I mean, once I started branching out with that's like Forza 87, I have no interest in it. But
Okay.
I
Well,
mean-
do you play a racing game because there's a story to it? No.
no,
Right,
no, I mean,
sometimes.
Right.
I
I mean,
mean,
but-
if you,
but I mean, the
if
racing
fucking
game,
Most
the racing game
Wanted, then
doesn't-
Yeah.
the racing game. I'm not saying no. I'm not saying that.
The story doesn't sell you. That's what you mean. The story
He's
on
not saying
on those.
every game should have a story. He's saying like Mario should have a story, but yet it really doesn't.
All
Same
right.
with
There's
Metroid,
no
it should.
and there's really no game on Nintendo that actually has a full on story.
Well, no,
Fire
that's
Emblem. Fire Emblem.
I don't know. I haven't ever played. That's on.
Fire
That's on
Emblem
a.
actually
Isn't
has
Fire Emblem
Zelda
on the
games.
handheld?
The Zelda games have
it's been on
stories.
console as well. Fire Emblem has its own story, and it's set in your face and everything. It's written out, or verbal here and there.
Oh,
you
okay,
know,
like in the verbal text like that.
like verbal text.
Okay, well, okay,
in
there you go. I mean,
every now and again, a
that I
voice
can
line.
that I can handle. But I mean,
Like
as far
Fire
Same with
Emblem-
as
Animal Crossing.
Yeah, Animal Crossing.
Same with
oh god,
Chibi-Robo.
wait,
There's
did
a
you
lot.
say? Did you really just say Animal Crossing?
Yes, there's a story
There-
Animal
there-
I
Crossing.
made I made my kid get rid of that game.
There's a
It's-
narrative. There's a narrative.
Dude, my
to
wife
Animal Crossing.
loves
There's
that
certainly a
game.
narrative there.
I just felt that was like some sort of like creepy kids game.
Now,
or
okay.
something.
Now, how good the narrative or story is, that is entirely up to you. If you think it's good or not. But to say it doesn't have a story is wrong.
I don't see what the story behind.
There's
Animal
no interest.
Crossing is.
You
But
have no
that's
interest
the,
in
but
the
yeah.
story.
well, that's the point. Like, just because you don't see it doesn't mean it doesn't exist.
Bro,
Yeah, like it
in
exists.
Yeah,
Animal
I mean, true.
It's
Like,
just
I
not-
guess fair enough.
It's just
Yeah,
not
Animal
in your
Crossing,
face.
you dig in dumpsters and you knock apples out of trees.
Actually,
oh,
no.
And you put stuff in your house.
Well, no,
Oh, I
well,
know how to
in
do
one
it,
of them,
I
I'm
get
not sure if it follows through for all the Animal Crossings, but I know in one of them,
Play
I
one,
think
you
what
play
you
them all.
were you were like what in a
Pretty
lot
much.
of debt, and so what you owed the mayor or whatever.
I don't know. I found like anybody over the age of like
Animal
12 playing
Crossing
that
was-
suspect unless you're a female.
So Remo, you didn't
Animal
really
Crossing
grow
was
up.
the first like chibi game I've ever seen like mainstreamed like that, because that's what they are, is chibis, right?
Yeah,
Bro, there are people older than me that play that game.
I know. I find
you
them
know-
suspect.
I find them
Well,
so
you know- The thing about Animal Crossing, I had the one on the DS back then.
Same reason, the same way I think about Minecraft YouTubers.
the Minecraft is
This
pretty fun, though.
motherfucker.
What's your opinion on Minecraft YouTubers?
They're suspect.
Suspect of
This motherfucker.
Yeah.
See, I
Ah.
did it one time. I was like, yeah, I'm not gonna be a Minecraft YouTuber. It's not for me.
You know-
I can't.
Let's put it this way. Grown men
hmm
catering to a child audience.
Okay.
I find
so
that
Mr.
suspect.
Rogers is wrong.
Oh god,
No,
fuck
Mr.
yeah,
Rogers.
fuck yeah,
Well, I mean,
fuck,
fuck
that dude
Mr.
is fucking
Rogers,
creepy as
then.
hell, man.
So no
he-
Sesame
he-
Street.
Fuck no Sesame Street.
Look
So
at Elmo.
then
You
kids
kill
don't
Sesame
mean
Street.
every-
Everybody-
Cartoons, cartoons and that's it for my kids. They don't watch none of that bullshit. No,
So
Well,
no
then-
Power Rangers.
Well, then your kid.
no,
shouldn't
God
be
no.
at
Power
school
Rangers,
then
Power Rangers,
because
like that's just like four gay guys, like in litards.
Okay.
No,
oh,
So no,
No.
Little Big Planet.
Little Big Planet.
Yeah, no
So-
Little Big Planet.
so you're saying
Like
That's
on-
a kid
like
game. That's
a game?
catered. That's an adult.
Oh,
adult
Rambo,
series.
stop acting like you don't know what Little Big Planet is.
No,
nigga.
I was,
Like,
I was,
know you know what
we
that
were
is.
talking about like shows, and all of a sudden
Okay,
he said, Little
shows.
Big-
Okay.
Oh,
he threw me,
okay.
no, he threw me off whenever he said,
Oh,
like,
Okay.
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 No?
Okay. All right.
So what we're saying, what we're hearing is the TV molested you at night, and now you have nightmares.
no, I was never
It was
molested.
it was
but
Shane. It was Shane.
But
that did.
I feel
Shane came in.
I
the
just
TV.
I have questions like that, like those that Mr. Wiggles or whatever it was that did the Blues Clues shit.
I
Mhm.
cannot
That
stand the
motherfucker was suspect.
What about
Dude, dude, Blue Clues. is my shit.
Teletubbies are
Well,
nothing but suspect.
I
Like,
mean, when you grow-
I think they might have been arrested.
Okay. Well, when you grow up in trailer parks like Rambo and Shane, you gotta suspect everyone.
Trailer parks.
I'm just kidding, guys. You know. But-
Damn, the
I
Mexican
grew
just
up in
called
the
you
suburbs,
trailer
dude.
trash, man. How does that make you feel?
Hey, not all Mexicans are trailer trash.
I didn't say Mexican
As-
was.
the
I
way I
said
look at- the way I look at it is-
I'm good.
The way I look at it is, I might have grown up in the trailer, but he was the one cutting my yard.
Ah.
But I have to use your lawnmower for it.
Hello. Yeah, because
Yeah,
you're
but
too
you-
white to even. Well, yeah, like what is a white guy doing buying a lawnmower? What's wrong with you? Are
Well,
you
anyway.
ill?
No, we Mexicans can't afford lawnmowers. We have to borrow them from our neighbors, and when they ask for it back, we tell them it got stolen.
I thought
That's
you.
shady.
I thought Mexicans were pros at improvising. So like you'd be like, "Yo, your lawnmower broke down. What'd you do with it?
Well,
oh,
you know,
I threw
okay,
it away.
True story. True story. True story. I got a true story to tell you. Okay.
How'd you make my
So-
yard look so good? I used a fucking hoe.
No. Okay. A few years ago,
Caesars, S.A. Caesars.
my sister is okay. So my brother-in-law, my sister's married to him. He's from Guatemala. Okay.
Mhm.
He came. He migrated from Guatemala, and
You mean he came here illegally from Guatemala?
no, legally.
Oh, nice.
You racist bastard. I'm just kidding. Build the wall. No. Anyway, I was saying he migrated here. Our lawnmower broke down during his time, and that guy literally is the definition of beaner, because what he did, we had a machete in our house, in our garage. We grabbed the machete, He would hold the grass roots by his hand and he would just chop it off with a machete. And he
Holy
cut the
shit.
backyard like that.
Wow.
That is way too much.
He's all, by the way, this was in 10 acres, and guess what? He did that bitch in a half hour.
My
His
father-in-law.
hands were bloody.
I've
His hands
caught my
Yeah.
I've caught my my ex-father-in-law, like outside cutting his grass with scissors.
Well, what? Really?
Yeah,
Mm.
he was edging his yard with scissors,
Oh wow.
and I'm like,
He takes
yeah,
pride in his grass then.
yeah, I'm like, you got too much fucking time on your hands, dude.
He's all, I'm
Hey, can we-
retired.
So can we ask Brem if he'll invite us to his casino anytime soon?
No, because I'm already ripping off plenty of white people in this casino, sir.
He's-
I don't need to rip off Mexicans because you guys work hard for your money. So
He's like, you're fired.
You guys work hard for your money. He's like, no, I don't need to rip you guys off. You guys work hard for your money. So little of it.
I
but
like.
you guys work hard for it.
I mean, come on, man. You get paid what, $4.50 an hour to work a snowblower usually all
Well,
day.
I get paid 35.
Oh, I'm sorry,
now.
not snowblower. I mean,
Because I'm
leaf-
American. Because I'm American.
35 an hour. Holy shit.
Well, I mean,
But I mean, are you really? Because you are brown.
no, I'm not brown. Okay.
What can
No,
Brown do for
I'm
you?
actually okay. I'm never gonna do a face reveal. Okay, people don't get it. I'm a popsicle stick. Okay, but I am a white one, not a brown popsicle stick. A white one.
Well, I mean, your popsicle stick kind of looks tan.
What? I barely.
Yo,
Let me look at that.
Yo, like,
Hold
What are
on.
you
I-
saying
I-
about his popsicle stick?
I'm pretty sure his popsicle stick came from like a redwood, maybe like a nice fern. You know, just saying. Just saying. It's a
Well,
little darker than usual. That's all I gotta say.
well, no, my popsicle stick is kind of tannish.
Yeah. See.
It doesn't
Yeah.
have any scars because most Mexicans have scars. No, yeah, I'd say that popsicle stick is convincingly Mexican. Yeah.
Pretty much.
I
Pretty
would
much.
say-
It's
I
like
mean-
you have a nice tan, you know, like you've probably been working outside a lot.
But the
you're
question
right.
is, does it have any watermarks?
Ah!
I like that one.
Hey, so Shovel Knight, the sequel to Shovel Knight came out today.
Wait,
Oh,
what?
did?
What? I did not know.
Oh,
this.
Spectre of Torment?
I didn't know this either.
Spectre of Torment. Yep, it just came out. I'm looking at it right now.
Yeah, I've been thinking about getting the complete edition for Shovel Knight on Switch because I have just basic Shovel Knight on Wii U.
Yeah, I mean, you might as well pay extra for the same game.
No,
Double dip.
Well,
don't
Yeah,
pay
double
for
dip.
it because in the months to come, that will be a free update.
no. That's why I want to get Treasure Trove because Treasure Trove is the complete edition, and anything that comes in that version is free, I think.
Yeah, you get Spectre Knight. You get Spectre of
And-
Torment for free.
And for me, the reason why I don't care paying full price for it is because I like supporting Yacht Club, and Yacht Club has made a great game.
Okay, so
And
I have a
want
question
them to
for
make
you. Though.
more.
I have a question for you though. Are you gonna buy Mario Kart 8?
I mean, yeah, I've already bought it.
so-
But I barely got.
So
to
wait a
play
minute.
it 'cause
Okay,
I
so
was
wait a minute.
super
Wait a minute.
tired.
Wait a minute. Did you buy Mario Kart 8 on the Wii U?
Yeah,
Oh, you double dipped? No.
I don't care actually. Like I like
But
having
you paid
multiple copies
them
because
$120 for a game
Well,
There's
if
nothing
I
wrong with double dipping.
plus DLC.
hey, you can't talk shit. You double dip all the fucking time.
I said there's nothing wrong with it.
We're not even discussing.
Yo,
we
yo,
are-
Rambo,
look,
Rambo.
We are wait. We are
Rambo?
not discussing me. We are not discussing me.
Oh, you see, I double dipped 300.
Yo,
bucks
I was
worth of
gonna
it.
say
Everyone started
Rambo
getting
didn't
Tentagon
double
was good.
dip. That motherfucker subtuple dipped. All right, I'm just saying. Like,
Well, I own
He
the
grabs his game, and he dips it in Mountain Dew, then he dips it again.
I
and then
own the Witcher 4 times.
See, even Meme Chan knows I double dipped real
Quadra
hardcore.
dip.
I
Wait, how do you own the
I
Witcher
bought 2
4
Switches.
times?
Okay, well here's the thing about me. I bought it.
yeah.
I bought the complete edition on the game and the season pass on Xbox One. Never played it.
Okay.
Then I thought, well, you know what? I want the game on the PlayStation because I thought that the resolutions they sounded better on there. So I thought I'll buy it on the
The
PlayStation.
resolutions sounded better. What?
Well, because it was a higher resolution. So I was like, I'll play it. That's what people were saying is it runs better and stuff. So I'll play it there.
Okay.
So I bought the game in the season. Well, actually, I own it. Wait, I actually own it six times or
Okay.
5 times maybe. So I bought it. This is all digital. So I bought it on the PlayStation, the game of the season pass
Uh-huh.
or expansion pass, whatever. Then I never played it. I moved to PC. And I thought, well, the PC has got to be the place to play it. Well,
Mhm.
I bought it. You know, the expansion pass, everything. Never played it.
Hmm.
And then I moved back to the PlayStation. I started my collection in November.
Mhm.
And my collection, here's my collection. I want to have every physical release that PlayStation releases worldwide. Now, this is to say that, like, we're gonna say like the game, like The Crew. The Crew released a normal standard version.
How
And
much
then
meth? How much meth do you sell?
Then later on, they released a game called The Crew Wild Run Edition, which is basically the game plus the first DLC package. And then they released a game later on called The Crew the Ultimate Edition. Well, those are 3 different releases, so therefore I have to have all 3 of those.
Mm-hmm.
Well, The Witcher released The Witcher, and then The Witcher Complete Edition. So I own both of those physical as well. So I own it 5 times, but I have not played the game 1 time.
Huh.
But I want to, but I just know that it's going to take me like a bunch of hours to fucking play it. And my goal is to have 150 platinums by the end of the year.
Well,
And so
that's
I can't.
too much time on your hands. I'm jealous.
Well, I mean, it actually is. But I mean, like I'm disabled, so I'm at home
Mm.
24/7. So
Quotations on disabled.
no,
Do you park in the handicap zone? Do you park in the handicap zone?
yes.
Oh, I
Why
hate
the
you.
fuck not? Wouldn't you? That's
I
I
have-
hate you so much. I
my
want your
wife-
power. Give
my
me
wife,
your power.
My wife just the other day, we stopped at GameStop, and she parked in the handicap, and I ran in there to the store, and she texted me like going this. This lady and this man is arguing or whatever, and I was like going, okay, why are you texting me? And then she's like, yeah, they're yelling at me, and I was like, what? And so I come out there, and they walked up to her and tapped on her window and like started like yelling at her, talking about how she was she's not entitled to park there, and that pointed at his leg because he had a crutch or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, I guess my wife just like went off on him, like it's like who the fuck do you think you are, bitch? And like just went off like crazy in this parking lot. And what's it called? They had this huge words or whatever, but they said that your husband don't look disabled, and they were like, well, yeah, but ghost disease don't really, show you the outside. They don't show on the
Mhm.
outside.
Uh-huh.
And they were like basically, she said, my wife said basically they were like labeling it, saying that since he was a veteran, that he deserved that spot more than I did, and that since I'm young, I can't be disabled.
Oh,
What
okay.
the fuck?
Hmm.
And I was like, you were
I hate-
lucky.
I
I was
hate
like,
to
I'm
say
sorry.
how
I
this is a-
told my
how
wife, I was
doesn't
like,
work
I'm
that
sorry
way.
that you went through that. I said, but if I would have been out there, I said somebody would have been arrested. I was like, because I don't. Oh no, I would have. I have a mouth and an attitude on me.
Did you make sure you had tobacco on you too to spit in them?
Yeah, I don't do that though.
Dang it. That would have been the ultimate cliche. Yeah. You chew some tobacco, you're like, and then
Spit some
you pick
beech
it
nut
back
in that.
up, and then you pick it back up. Don't want to waste that loogie.
There's some beach nut in that dude's eye.
No, I mean, so
Jesus
there
Christ.
are people that are disabled a lot here in Eugene. I don't know why, but we have a lot of disabled people in Eugene. But some people have disabilities that can't be seen, and then it's funny because you'll see 2 disabled people go at it here. So there'll be a disabled parking spot. One gets it, the other comes out. He's like, and they always look at each other to make sure they're disabled.
Yeah, it's like I don't understand. Like, there's no way to tell.
Yeah, so like
It's
okay,
not
so
like they're
there's,
doing cartwheels to the door. How the
Yeah.
fuck do they know?
I mean, here in Eugene, you can pretty much get a parking spot if you have Asperger's or if you have ADHD, or I mean, well,
Oh,
mainly
wow.
Asperger's. It's I mean, like the qualifications to be classified as disabled here there's a lot. It's easy. It's pretty easy.
I
so,
shit myself daily. All right, disabled.
So I mean,
here you go.
if we got Brem down here, he'd have a lot of parking spots.
Right there you go.
He'd be like laughing like a hyena the whole time. Like he's
Pretty much.
disabled,
He's disabled. He's got Down syndrem. Don't mind
and he's
him.
also Native American. So make sure
And
you
he's
put him
Native
in housing.
Hey, nothing's wrong with being Native American.
In fact, it's a good thing because he can actually use that as a bragging right. He can be like, "We were here first."
Not to mention, everywhere I go, I make it rain.
Damn you, Rambo. Damn you, Rambo and Shane. You took Texas from me.
I'm Native American. What the fuck?
Wait, Shane, you're Native American?
Yes. I live in California.
What is this? I'm betrayed.
He's just a hippie Native American.
Oh,
Yeah.
he's a hippie Native American.
He's like one of them hipsters.
Fucking hippie.
He lives in California.
I've never told anybody to kill themselves, but you have turtles, so I won't say that because I like turtles.
He can go kill himself and those turtles. What? Oh shit! What? I
He
ain't gonna
kills
do
all
that.
the turtles. He gets the turtles and he puts
Metro
a
did
noose
nothing
around
wrong.
them. He puts a noose around the turtles.
All right,
and then they just
Turtle
drop
Squad,
together.
you guys know I don't need to say anything to you about doing something to Twitter's, Metrox's Twitter, you know, so,
Wait, to what?
You should that'll just bring me attention.
Hmm.
yeah,
His-
yeah, definitely.
He'll actually have a reason to actually use his Twitter at that point.
Shit. Maybe I'll finally get the attention I've always wanted.
He'll understand what it means when people say they're mentions.
Oh, dude, I already know what it means when I like wall
he
the
wants
fuck out
to
of
be
somebody.
dicked. That's all I heard is he wants to be dicked.
Like when someone has a lot of good shit on their Twitter wall, like they get like a like wall from me in their notifications every fucking.
Okay, so I always told people be careful what you tweet, even if it's nothing bad, because this is why. Here's an example, okay? So all I tweeted was on April 1st. I tweeted, so Alpha Omegazin hasn't uploaded in over 3 months. Tisk tisk. That's all I uploaded. That's all I posted. Nobody reacted to that. Then a subscriber of mine, he replied saying he does 8-Bit Podcast weekly. Most of his solo videos were clickbaiting and regurgitating video game articles. No real loss there. I didn't. All I replied to his comment was, "I kind of miss him though." And then
Dang.
Alpha Omega Sin just replied today. Says, "Clickbaiting. Find me a single video where the thumbnail or video were misleading and what was discussed." And I'm like, "Oh crap! Now people are gonna think I posted that when I." Damn it. Damn it.
What?
The thing is with Alpha Omega Sin, I mean, he does just like regurgitate news articles,
Mm-hmm.
but
All he really does is just swear over them. He just swears over them.
yeah, but I mean, the one he did on the PS4 Pro was like, where he said that like it can't do 4K at all and all this stuff like that. And it's like,
Yeah.
if you just done just a little bit of research, you would have known like there was like 3 or 4 games already on there, like when it first launched, that came out with a 4K patch.
Mm-hmm.
And that was running native 4K, and so I was like, I just find that those channels like that just regurgitate like whatever the news, like whatever Polygon says as fact.
Polygon is somebody needs to DDoS Polygon. Oh, I didn't say that. I was saying somebody needs to. I'm not saying
Kotaku
you
as well.
should. I'm not saying you should.
Cyber terrorism here.
I'm not saying
Kotaku
you
as
should.
well.
I'm not saying anyone should. I'm just saying it should be. I'm not saying people should do it.
And Kotaku, I told you about the Polygon bringing up the PlayStation ad from 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Well, Kotaku brought up a some sort of like thing of talking about Final Fantasy games like being part of the devil and black magic. Like some guy did an art like a thing back in the 80s or something that
Mhm.
and I'm like going, it must be like a really fucking slow news ace for like Polygon to go back 10 years ago to find a fucking billboard ad in Netherlands and Kotaku to be talking about this guy from the 1980s talking about Final Fantasy. It just, like what's going on with these two news sites that they have to like
Polygon will find things to make them look heroic, because most people when they talk about video games that aren't liberals talk about video games like a logical person. It's the liberals that talk about video games illogically. So them finding people to say things about games is getting harder unless they're liberals, and since Polygon is a very liberal place, they don't want to go against their own agenda. So it's just the way I see it.
It's just so frustrating like to
Mm-hmm. But I find this interesting, okay, guys, because I listen to your guys' stream whenever I can, as much as I can. I'm just so surprised that most of the streams I've ever listened to, you guys are pretty quiet. But here you guys are talkative, and you guys actually have a lot of things to say.
Well,
And, like, most of the time though, when I listen to your guys' stream, you guys are like, there's like these awkward pauses of silence, and then somebody will bring something up, and then like, oh yeah.
well, we
Well, like, there's-
Silent, and I'm thinking here like.
Well, during those times, I think that like there's been a couple of times that, like either Rags or like Brim or somebody or like even myself will say that we're gonna look something up, and then it's almost like we're
Rex
you
is very quiet most of these.
and
podcasts.
then yeah, he really is. I don't, but whenever we talk consoles though, he doesn't want to.
He doesn't like consoles.
He doesn't really have anything to add to it. He says so.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's part of the reason why when I was on the PlayStation, when I was on the Gamer Couch podcast with Fox
How
and
did you-
PlayStation News Now.
How the fuck did you get on that?
Okay, I even got Barry to get on there, and he hated it. But I'll tell you. Okay, so when I did the video on Fox from PlayStation News Now, that was 3 months ago. 3 months ago, mind you, I was only at 70 subs when I did that video. When I did the video, he kind of shrugged it off because I was a smaller YouTuber, right? But then I saw on Twitter that he liked the video, and he reshared it. And I was thinking at the time, I'm like,
wait, this
he's
is the same
reshared-
guy that like bitched about you, right? He like bitched
Yes,
about you
yes.
saying, "Oh wait, I showed this guy love and blah blah blah."
yeah, that's him. Yeah. By the way, he changed his YouTube name and his Twitter name. He now
it's
his
now
Twitter
the-
name is now No Tolerance, and his YouTube name is now Foxy Games UK, when it needs to be PlayStation News Now. And I know he changed it because he doesn't want people to find him because Rags tore him a new asshole. Like Rags tore that guy apart, and he changed his username because he doesn't want people to find him, and he deleted the videos too.
Wow.
But anyway, as for how I got on that podcast, like I said, he liked my video and he shared it on Twitter. And I was thinking to myself at the time, I was like, he's sharing that on Twitter so that his followers can dislike it. But it was the complete opposite. A lot of people liked it and then came over to my channel and they subbed. And then he reached out to me and he's like, well, I commented, I'm like, I'm quite surprised you actually liked it. He's like, why wouldn't I like it? That was a funny video. I enjoyed it. I actually thought he was being genuine. I thought he was being genuine. So he's like, hey, how about you come on the Gamer Couch podcast with us and we can talk about it. I was like, okay. So I went on the Gamer Couch podcast, and surprisingly, he was pretty genuinely nice. It seemed like he was, and everybody there was too, except for
Oh, this was a
some
trap, wasn't it?
No, it wasn't a trap. The first one wasn't. And then he asked me, do you want to be a part of this? I would like to have someone who could advocate for PC gaming. I want to have a wide diversity of gamers on here. I was like, oh, that sounds good. Okay, fine. Boy, was I wrong. Because from there on out, I hated being on that podcast because most of the time it was them glorifying Sony and rubbing Sony off, jerking him off. And most of the time when I brought up anything about PC gaming, he'd be like, yes, that's very nice. Now, about Neo. I was like, I don't really have anything to say about Neo, but I have some things to say about PC gaming. And then they will comment to me, he's like, can you not talk about PC gaming? People come on here for PlayStation. I was like, then why the fuck would you invite me on here? So I wanted to bring Barry on because Barry is another PC gamer. So then I messaged Barry and I was like, hey, Barry, do you want to come on to the Gamer Couch podcast with me because I don't want to be there alone? He's like, sure. He's like, what time? And I gave him the day when the podcast would be, and then I told Fox, would you like to have Barry on? He's a pretty big YouTuber, and he would like to be on here with you guys. He's like, sure, that'd be great. 2 days before the podcast, he sends me a Twitter message saying, hey, I'm going to have some Patreon members in the podcast, so I don't think I'll be able to fit both you and Barry on here. And I was like, that's a little suspicious. And he's like, but I'll let you know ahead of time. Day of the podcast, he sends the link to Barry. He doesn't send me jack shit. Doesn't send me anything. So I was like, this is interesting. So me and True Scottish Guy listen to the whole stream, and the whole time they just have Barry there in the corner. And they just pass by him, brush him here and there, but they pretty much just have him silenced. He doesn't have anything to say, and I just find it kind of rude. But they benefited because they made sure to put Barry's name on that podcast. That's the only reason they brought him on there.
Wow.
That's really fucking scummy.
And
He's
once the stream was over, and the whole time that they were doing the stream, me and Barry were messaging on Twitter. Barry's like, "This is torturous. Get me out of here." And once the podcast was over, I think Bram, you joined us that day. We talked about it. I think it was me, True, and Barry, and then I think you jumped in to talk about it with us, right?
Oh,
Bram?
yeah. I came.
Yeah.
I remember now. Yeah.
Yeah, then we talked about it, and I was like, wow, what an asshole. And then it was so surprising, because the next day, Rags does a video on him. And I'm like, whoa, that's out of nowhere. And I was glad Rags did a video on him, because aside from him, I was the only one that ever did a video on him, but it wasn't enough exposure on how big of a douche this guy was. So then Rags did it, and he just went into butthurt and salty mode. He was just cussing everybody out on Twitter, and then he was going after me, thinking it was some kind of setup. He says, "Because you're in terms with Rags." I'm like, "No, I'm not friends with Rags. We don't talk at all." I don't know why he did a video on you, but I'm glad he did. That's what I was thinking. And then the next day he comes out with his counter video. His video was like, "Yeah, I made those those PC Master Race videos on purpose because I wanted Rags to make a video on me." And I'm
it
like,
was all a troll.
I was just trolling. I was like, "You're so full of shit because you told me personally in a Twitter message and on your Discord that you made those videos because you were angry at the time because of a dispute you had with Rags on Twitter, but in your video you don't mention it's Rags dispute with Twitter on, which is why I could not find these tweets. Which is when I made the video, I said, where are these tweets you're talking about? And then when Rags made the video, it all got revealed to me. I was like, oh, so it was Rags you were having a dispute with. You're a little bitch." So then I made a video on him, and then he blocked me, and he says, you'll never even get to 1,000 subscribers, let alone 500. And then he blocked me and everything. And that's where we're standing now. I go to Twitter right now. He has me blocked.
Yeah, he hasn't blocked me yet. I've quoted him a few times and called him an idiot, but he hasn't blocked me yet.
Can you tweet him a picture of my sub count just because he triggered me?
No.
Because he was so rude. But I mean, don't start drama. I'm just kidding. Don't start drama.
What is your sub count now?
My sub count now is so see, when I first made a video on him, I was like at 70, but my sub count now is 1,134.
Nice. Yeah, I remember I caught you. That's the video that I actually linked Rags on, your video.
Okay.
On him.
Yeah. Which one was it though? I have only two.
The one. I don't remember that was a long time ago. Whenever.
Okay, then it was the first one I did on him, because nobody did a video on him. I was like, why is nobody doing a video on this guy?
I've never even heard of the guy. I don't even pay attention to him. I mean, I follow him on Twitter, but I don't. Like, so much shit goes through my Twitter that I barely see. Like, unless I want to scroll for days, I barely see like what people post unless they tag me.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'll scroll through all my mentions, but as far as like my page, or my timeline, I'll just scroll through a little bit here and there. But so I don't see a lot of the shit he says.
It's just he's very insincere. Because
he is.
He puts out a video like he says why PS4 games going over PC is not a bad thing, but just the very tone of his video, you can hear how salty he is about it. And I wish I could tweet him, damn it, so I could just I would like to troll with him so bad.
Like with that guy, he calls himself the Bernie Sanders of YouTube.
Ugh.
That his Patreon is for people to donate, so that way he can turn around and help buy people PS4s and Xbox Ones that wants it because he wants to give back. It's not for him. That money's not for him. I'm thinking, yeah, whatever the fuck you're talking about, dude. It's for you.
Yeah. I mean, because another interesting story just to go along with the kind of character he is he doesn't ask for permission when it comes to using art. Because his profile picture is a fox wearing sunglasses right now, and it's Star Fox who's wearing sunglasses in his picture. Prior to that, he had an 8-bit or no, like a 16-bit Fox sitting drinking tea. That was his old profile picture. But the guy who did my channel art for my banner, for my YouTube banner, Omega Jim, he got in contact with the original artist of that Fox drawing, and he asked if he gave PlayStation News Now permission to use that Fox, and he said no, I didn't. And then he got in contact with the Fox and asked him immediately to take it off because he didn't give him permission. And Fox does not disclose this at all. He doesn't disclose it in any of his videos, which is why he changed his profile picture and his YouTube banner. And I'm thinking, wow, just, like, wow, what a piece of shit.
Well, I mean, he has 10,000 subs, so I mean, like, at one point, I mean, if you're gonna take like a copy and paste off of like DeviantArt or wherever, sooner or later you're going to be found out, and you can only go so far with it. So I mean, it's a thing that it's one of those catchy things. Like, yeah, sure, it suffices for now, but thinking you're going to be able to use that for the long run, it's not going to happen. I mean, Rags had to go through a lot of crap for his.
Well, the thing about Rag's dog picture that I don't understand is his dog picture is transformative. I guess it's not transformative enough for the original artists of those pictures. But
I don't understand the legalities behind what he's been going through, but he's got it now worked out. But
well, I mean, that's why I do my own drawings and my own animation and stuff, because I don't want to get in any kind of trouble like that. Because having art and like original art and not crediting the artist is just very scummy.
Yeah,
it's just scummy. And
it is.
And see, I have like that thing I have on Twitter now, like that pony that's with God of War or whatever.
Wait, I got to see this. A pony with God of War?
Yeah, he's like dressed like God of War, or he's made up like God of War.
Corner.
And that was a 0 on Rambo.
Oh, that's
a badass.
Cool. That's pretty cool.
I don't even know where it came from. Like I put on there because I was when the console king or whatever did his little thing. I was gonna troll him with like the console god, and I was like, okay, so I looked up console god, and that popped up, and then at the same time, Shaner and Jay were calling me a pony. So I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna get that one. Like that was pretty cool.
Okay, that's hilarious. That's pretty hilarious.
And fuck with it,
did it too.
And I couldn't figure out, like, there was no way for me to credit like who it was, because I don't even know where the fuck it came from. Like I can't find. That's the only place I can find it was just on that when I searched up the thing and I couldn't find it like on a DeviantArt or anything like that. So
okay. Well, when you grow and get bigger, I'm pretty sure eventually the original artist will come contact you.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
Eventually, and then you'll tell him. You just tell him no disrespect. It's just if you would have credited him, if you knew him, you would have. But when it comes to Fox, the minute he got contacted by that artist. And Fox has a Patreon, so there's no reason Fox couldn't maybe pay him a little, at least an ounce, for that Fox image. So Fox is like, nope. So much for bettering your channel. You don't even want to use the money.
But he has a fucking Patreon. He didn't want to pay the artist. Like, I would do that.
But he went on and got like Star Fox, which is actually still I mean, if he gets big enough, like say if he got as large as like even Rags or PewDiePie, or like we're just gonna say not PewDiePie, but Angry Joe. I doubt he'll ever get there, but if he ever did, Sony would come knocking.
Or
not Sony, no, Nintendo would.
What? Oh, that's true. That is true. But why do you also think he made sure to take the PlayStation logo off of his banner? He has a new YouTube banner without any like PlayStation related stuff.
He says that he wants to do it because he knows that talking about all consoles will garner more.
That's funny because he doesn't talk about all consoles.
No, he still talks. He talks shit on Xbox.
Yes, he does.
And tries to play it off kind of like there's another guy named Tony that does the same thing. He tries to play off. I'm a neutral and I'm this, but almost every one of your videos on Xbox are all negative. And all your videos on PlayStation are all positive, so it's like, yeah, maybe might not be such neutral.
Yeah. This guy will glorify things. Look, check this out. These are his YouTube video titles. They're just so like cringy because watch GTA 5 PS4 Pro boost mode test. Okay, Xbox Scorpio versus PS4 Pro power advantage irrelevant without compelling IP. Devs think Xbox Scorpio held back by Xbox One. Digital Foundry PS4 Pro checkerboard 4K improving. And then over here he puts Mad Max PS4 Pro boost mode. Nintendo Switch selling faster in Japan. Okay, that's a video on the Switch, right? Oh no, never mind. Because this is the full title. Nintendo Switch selling faster in Japan than PS4. There you go. Like he will talk about other consoles, but he has to make sure he's not nudges PlayStation 4 in there.
Well, his Nintendo.
And then he has to stretch the truth.
He's a Nintendo guy. He's a Nintendo guy as well because he like was blocking people because they were talking about the Switch.
Oh god. He had a
and-
friend on that podcast that hated my guts because I told him I don't know, it just feels kind of gimmicky, and he's like, but when you think about it, everybody's gimmicky. He's like, PC gaming is a gimmick. I'm like, what?
I got told today that it was a niche market.
I don't know. I
asked him to explain to me how 108 billion people playing on PC is niche compared to 80 million playing on consoles.
Ugh.
I'm trying to figure out that because I was like, in my mind, 108 billion is bigger than 80 million. I don't know like where your math goes, but mine says is that consoles are niche. Stupidity.
Yeah, it really is. But his friend was so enthusiastic about the Switch, and I don't have any problem with people being enthusiastic. Wait, hold on. I want to say this, Brim. Here in your chat, you have someone called Linus Licks Tips.
Okay.
What the hell? Just Linus Licks Tips. That's just
Pretty normal for a Game Talk viewer, actually.
Yeah, no kidding. I mean, that's like actually pretty tame.
that's supposed to be a
Linus
parody
Licks
of
Tips.
Linus Tech Tips, right?
I know, I was about to fucking say that.
Is Jay Sanders here? Because that guy's a fucking freak. I'll show you a Game Talk viewer.
Jesus.
Oh god.
Dark Side of Thor. No, but that's just the funniest one because you guys have such interesting viewers here. I'm looking at some of these. I'm like, are these troll channels? Yeah, these are troll channels. But okay, sorry. I was saying because his friend said, or Fox asked, how well do you guys think the Switch will do? I said, I think the Switch will do better than the Wii U, but I don't think it'll reach the levels of the 3DS. And his friend's like, oh, you heard it here. When it does, I'm going to get right back to you. You are going to get flooded with dislikes. He's like, when the Switch outsells the 3DS, I want you guys to go to his channel and just flood him with dislikes. I'm like,
It never
he said he was saying it jokingly, but I don't know.
You can't.
I don't
can't
think the
just
Switch
say it
ever will,
jokingly on fucking YouTube because people will take that shit seriously.
Yeah. Well,
I don't think the Switch will ever outsell the 3DS.
No,
I don't think so either.
I mean, if it does, in order to outsell the 3DS, it would have to come close to even fucking Wii numbers.
Right. So
Well,
That
Yeah,
would
the
be
Wii-
the only way it could outsell the 3DS, is if it came close to Wii.
I've always told people the Wii was luck.
It was
Okay.
pure fucking luck.
The Wii came out during a time where smartphones weren't that, common and people were using it. It was during a time when HD TVs weren't super high rise. It came out during a time where it was different. But the Wii success was so short-lived. It sold like crazy, but afterwards there was just a huge decline in the sales.
And if you did play it again, it was either for Zelda or for Metroid or for Mario or for one of the diamonds in the rough.
Yeah, and it was
Because like the DSi, you had a bunch of fucking shovelware, and that's what killed it.
Yeah, so I don't know how Nintendo hasn't seen that was luck, and if they're gonna sell a portable Wii, I don't know what to tell them, because that's what the Switch is. It's a portable Wii.
It's a portable Wii, but it looks like they learned a little bit, not much.
Well, I'm glad that they went to capacitive touchscreen and that they're using a USB-C cable.
Yeah, I'm happy about that. They actually
I'm glad,
fucking modernized something instead of waiting forever to do something.
The only modernized thing I don't like that they did was pay to play online. That's like the negative.
Oh
thing I
yeah,
don't
yeah. That was also the reason why I even popped up in here because I wanted to talk about that, but I didn't know if I wanted to come in here or not because I was working on my contest history.
Your
but-
magnum opus.
But yeah, like Rambo said earlier, like I even said, you know, the only reason why I play Nintendo is because they don't do that shit. And then the minute the Switch came out, and I'll admit, I fucking said, oh well, yeah, you know, I'll fucking do it because at that point, in the back of my head, I had no choice when it came to consoles. The only place I can play free to play is PC, which is why I don't play WoW and shit. But the day the fucking PC does it, I'm gonna have to say, well, I gotta bite the bullet. There is no place for me where I can say
Right.
I can play for free, and it's like, well, fuck, everything I said in the past made me a hypocrite.
That's the hard part, you know. You never know what's going to change in the gaming industry. I gotta apologize to all of you because I know I talk so much.
No, it's
You got
fine.
a chatterbox.
Man,
Man, I didn't notice at all.
No.
You know, my ear is like bleeding.
Sorry, guys. I talk so much. I just have a lot of things to say when I
Really?
talk.
You have a lot to say? I didn't notice. I didn't notice at all.
I'm sorry, Brem. Take the spotlight, man. Go ahead.
Well, my spotlight's we're gonna be closing this out soon before it
Long
goes
time,
into this
Silvers.
fucking 4-hour shit because we're not doing that tonight.
No. Yeah, I was getting tired. My back's hurting a bit.
How's your jaw doing? Is it recovering? Like,
I'm sorry. Was I that annoying? Jesus.
no. You just
Some
turned
Mexicans mow
you
lawns,
turned my
you do
my
auctions.
podcast into somebody else's bullshit, but whatever, you know.
Oh, whoops.
See, I might talk Shane's ear off when I get over there, since you know it's hard for me to talk when I'm at my own place.
But Jesus Christ. Anyway.
Oh, hey, I got another platinum today.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, it's only your 400 one.
53rd.
God damn it, Bram! I can tell with the tone of your voice why you said it
Rambo
like
got
that.
a platinum. Fucking,
But
we met
ye-
the Mexican version of Chatty Cathy.
The game,
Normal day.
the game that I platinumed is called Mr. Masagi.
Really? That sounds like a fun game.
It was a very interesting game.
Was the game amazing, sir?
It was interesting. I dated a cow,
God damn it,
a
Bram!
pillow,
Yeah?
a digital girl.
Huh.
What?
Yeah. It was, and the goal was to get 3 stars so I could get a 3-star massage. And yeah, it was interesting.
Hey, I got a platinum today. You want to know what game it was? FAP Simulator.
How do you play that?
You know, you just take out your sausage. You beat that shit like crazy.
Nah, you don't
there's
fucking say, right? That's how you play this game?
I forgot there's this game, but I think there's this game where I think you play as a hot dog and you have to kind of move around. Is it a hot dog? What's it called? I forgot what it's called. I don't know if it's a hot dog, but you play as something, and your goal in the game is to move around using the physics.
I am bread.
Yes. Oh, you play as bread.
Well, I
No.
would play fucking on, dude.
No, there's a version of I Am Bread, but you play as a wiener. I'm not even kidding. With Mexicans, we call them weenies. We don't call them franks. We call them weenies.
We call them weenies too, and then I'm white.
Really?
Yeah.
Let's call them
You
Oscar
play? Oh no, you
Myers.
play as a penis and no, shut up. That Undead Legacy.
Genital jousting.
I fucking hate
Yes.
all of you, by the way.
I love
See,
you, Bram.
I know
Bram-
why you were saying that the entire time, and I just wanted to keep it going.
You know,
Son of a
Bram-
bitch!
well, you know,
Love
Bram,
you too.
me and Barry are gonna be waiting for you when you're not, busy.
I am.
sacrificing your
I,
women.
look, so I am off tomorrow for Tenga. So
Uh-huh. I'm off tomorrow too.
are you? Is Barry? Probably
I don't
fucking
know.
not.
Barry
Probably
says
fucking
after
not.
5. Barry says after 5 he's available.
Oh yeah, right when my girl gets home, and I have to go to fucking Walmart again. Sure, why not?
Wait, okay. Why did you take an 8-hour trip to Walmart exactly?
It wasn't an 8-hour trip. What it was is we had to go doing a running around and shit. And by the
That's like
time
saying I don't talk a lot. That's like saying I don't talk a lot. Your
I
trips are
will
8 hours.
fucking stab you
Like 3 hours.
With your spear? With your spear?
with Metro's dick.
A tomahawk, sir.
Oh, that's
With the
fucking
tomahawk?
kinky. Don't let Jamie hear you.
Hey, it's okay,
No,
Bram.
stabbing people
Look,
with
Bram,
dicks.
do you have room in your TP for me?
Oh, if I want to set it on fire, yeah. Yeah.
Okay. No,
Yeah.
but
When we need the front lawn mode, we'll call you.
No. I'm gonna create my own Mexican jumping bean. No, go ahead and get inside my TP. It's all right.
no, guys. Okay, Okay, people always say that long, but people actually need Mexicans when they need a job done improperly, but it's cheap labor. That's when you need a Mexican.
Rick,
You know, like when
it's
you need
funny. It is funny how we're moving to the conclusion of this goddamn cast.
Right. Sorry. Let's end this. Sorry.
Okay.
Oh, wait a minute. No,
Shader, I will kill you.
But wait, there's more.
But wait, there's more.
Fratanga,
And-
Fratanga, shut up and tell. Well, don't shut up, but obviously, tell these people where they can find you and what you do. There.
Oh, okay. Well, you can find me at Fratanga Plays on YouTube, and you can find me on Twitter as Tasty Ham, and that's Tasty without the A. The A is replaced with an 8. Tasty Ham on Twitter, and I make
Essay.
videos. There you go.
All
I
right.
make the videos essay.
I make any. We don't say essay. What do we say? Gringo. There we go.
Yes, we talked about gaming, and no, we're not going to continue talking about gaming. We're getting off this bitch for the night. Rambo, do you have anything coming down your pipeline or no?
I'll probably do a video tomorrow after the Switch reveal, the Scorpio reveal.
All right, cool. Metrox is the artist. His link is down below, like every other fucking video he's in. Every video, in fact, the ones that he's not even in, he's in the links. Brim. God damn, you got me saying my own name. God damn it, memes.
Brim is mad. Brim is
Hey,
mad.
Metrox. No, I'm not mad. I'm just trying to make sure this shit doesn't go over 6 hours again. Metrox, tell them what you do real quick in less than like 10 minutes, preferably.
Without Nintendo.
Well, see, that might be hard, but
I will dick slap you.
So can I tell you about the game I'm playing right now?
No, absolutely not.
Well, I might have another platinum by the time I'm done talking.
How about you take a good 5 seconds, shut the fuck up?
Let's keep making Brim mad.
Love you, Brim. But no, I draw and I do YouTube. That's all I'm gonna say.
Good. That was a great exit. Shader, you have anything coming down your pipeline?
Oh wait, you have news, right, Shaner?
I have this to add.
You're like expecting twins or something, right?
What the fuck did he say?
Which pipeline are you talking about?
I'm
That
dying.
came out of my pipeline yesterday. But what I got coming down the YouTube pipeline is I've been editing an 8-minute shitpost video, and you need for the way I do it, 16 hours of footage for that. So I've been recording here and there. The Beam app on Xbox, I'm gonna do a full review on that, and I think Brimstone as well. But myself, I know for sure we're gonna get back into streaming.
I've been actually streaming a lot more lately.
I thought you had meth coming down your pipeline.
That's me.
I think I'm actually gonna start streaming as well on YouTube. I like streaming.
That's good.
Okay.
That's good. That's
Yay.
good. So, I'm going to go ahead and
What
say
games
this.
would y'all like to see? What games would y'all like to see me stream?
Oh no, I hit the stop button by accident.